Hello, chat. Hello. Hello! It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. What are you doing? Hey, everybody. What? I miss you all. Hi. I've missed you all. Everybody, first off, Mr. Game and Frog, I have decided that your migraine is rude and that it should leave. That is what... The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo and a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Levi, Bo, Bevi, banana, fana, fo, fiva, fee, fi, mo, me, vi. Levi. Woo, is there like a, hey, thank you so much for the resub. You have been subbed, Mr. Levi, for 27 months. How is that in any way appropriate? That's like 3 Twitch babies. It is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody. Oh, Levi, that was not bad timing. That was the best timing. It was like exactly the way the timing should have been. Excuse any typos. I'm sitting in the dark with sunglasses on. Oh, so terrible. Hey, TiVo. TiVo, by the way, it is good to see you. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing any audio, but my headphones were disconnected. So wait, sorry, you can smoke again. Hey, everybody. So how are you all? What are you doing? By the way, there was that tweet. I know that you all saw it, and I saw it, and I just thought it was hilarious, and I really cannot get over that tweet. Like, I can't get over the tweet, and I should have saved it. Can you save tweets? Is there a way to do that? Because, like, you can favorite them, you can like them, but can you save them? It was the tweet, some guy, he was like, there are 2 types of streamers, and then, like, he showed you the first type of streamer, which was him, and he had, like, the headphones on, and, like, the you know, the big headphones with the mouth mic, and he's playing, right, and he's just, like, cursing up a storm in front of some kind of sort of FPS or sort of, you know, a Fortnite type of thing. It might have been a third person, doesn't matter. But then when he's just like, damn, curse, damn, right? He's just like cursing up a storm. And then after, like, there was just like, and I'm gonna kill you and you, no, in your face, and like all of that. And then it switches over and you see him and he has this like cup of tea and he's like, oh, hello. And I was like, I know we've been talking for the last hour and a half, but I suppose it's time for us to play some Sims. And like, I just thought that was like, I just felt so seen and I laughed so hard. Yes. Except this game that you'd be streaming would be Battletech. You know, I really do need to play Battletech. That is a thing that I need to do. I do need to play Battletech at some point in time. Oh, Atomica, you can link to Agilities will show replies, screenshot or link. Yeah, because it was like a funny, like I thought it was hilarious, and it was just, and like he was like when he was like the first person shooter dude, he was like in the shirt with the backwoods baseball cap, and he was just yelling. And then when he was the other guy, right, he had the mic and he had the tee and the sweater. The name game, come on everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Krellin, 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 Bobellin, Banana, Fana, Fofelin, Fifa, Momelin. Krellin. And here's the thing. I don't want to use the R there because I really do want to say both felon and melon. And if I were going to say Brellin, Frellin, and Mrellin, that's less fun than a felon and a melon. Because Krellin the Melon Felon is the best. It's the best, and I love it. Oh, hey, what? Somebody, Mr. Game and Frog, I am so sorry that Nightbot is being ridiculous. Like, why? Come on, there, Nightbot. I think Melon Felon. I really. Oh, hey, Kulan, how are you doing? Mr. Game and Frog. Okay, I just added you, Mr. Game and Frog, so I feel like you should be able to do the thing. You know, you should be able to post the link. I went to bed at 3:30 a.m. last night. I have a thought on that, TiVo. So I'm probably going to be going to bed earlier tonight to work on that sleep debt. Yes. I'm the Bellin Melon Felon. Thank you very much. Mr. Game and Frog, thank you, Jer. Writing papers all week. Oh, yeah, I'm just recovering from the conference that I was at last week. So tonight I've got to do some catch up, and tomorrow I've got to do a lot of catch up because it's yeah, you know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to tell you. So TiVo, here's what I want to tell you. This is my theory, and people can disagree with it, but it's fine. I feel like it is only nighttime. Like, it's not the morning until you... Okay, this is what it is. This is how it works. If you go to bed at 3:30, you still go to bed last night. It doesn't turn into the morning until you wake up unless you've decided that you're not really going to go to sleep. Then I feel like then it becomes the morning. Like, it's a state of mind. Now I'm scared to link, and it was just a silly example using light shot. Game and Frog, I look, Nightbot is a bit of a tsundere, and Nightbot acts up a little bit, but it should be good. I got 2 more and a bit to do. Get them submitted. Yeah, I've got stuff to do. What I have to do really is a lot of email, and that's not what I want to do. I want to not do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to not do my email. I was up alternating between reading my AP Psych textbook, AP Psych textbook, and debating people on Twitter who don't like to listen to reason. Twitter. Hey, Aneo. So, Aneo, there's a thing that I heard about you. I heard some rumor and gossip about you. Krellin is probably true. Do not debate people on Twitter unless, you hate yourself, or you're in a space where you're like, you know what, I can ignore this for the moment. Like, I don't have to deal with that. So I just opened up, oh wait, screenshot, there it is. Where are you, screenshot? Oh, cool. Light shot. Neat. Oh, cool. That's neat. So, Aneo, I heard all sorts of rumor and gossip about you, and it's rumor and gossip that I think the people in the foxhole would want to hear about. Yeah, there's scandalous gossip. Yes. So, is a song with "I Hate Fluffing Mondays." There is a I don't like Mondays, right? Isn't that one about the murder? What's the one? There's like a song, right? There's a song about not liking Mondays. There's a song about that, right? Like, it's just another manic Monday. Oh, whoa. I wish it was Sunday. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's the one. I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. Thank you very much. That's the one. Okay. So I just dropped my pen. So rumor has it that Aneo, the other day, yesterday, I think. Yesterday? I believe it was Monday Looms. I think it was yesterday that Aneo and a group of friends were, I think, in some kind of pyramid, perhaps, or some other kind of tomb, and they all died because apparently one of the members of that group of people decided to sit on a strange, ancient, eldritch sort of throne in this ancient tomb, which was clearly a bad idea because the game is Call of Cthulhu, and in Call of Cthulhu, don't sit on thrones and don't read books. And yeah, apparently there was a lot of death, worst musical chairs ever. I'm just saying, if it's Call of Cthulhu, don't sit on thrones. Okay, here's some rules for Call of Cthulhu. Don't sit on thrones. Be really... I mean, maybe you can read the book, but maybe you should not read the book. If in the book there are these secret rituals to give you secret knowledge, don't do the rituals. Don't do them, especially if they involve sacrifice. If there's like a crown, don't put that on either. If there's a mask, don't put on the mask. There are just a lot of things you should probably not... Umpire Garwin! Best buddy! There's like some things you just shouldn't do. That's all. Sounds like the Lich Throne from the Elminster Saga. I'm just saying, my character shot a night god, got ripped to shreds, then got pulled into ancient Egypt. I just feel like musical chairs is the worst. It's always so stressful. It is stressful. What if you read a book on the throne? Then it might be okay. You know, Jer, if like you read the book on the throne, I think it's probably fine. Just another typical Wednesday. Also, don't drink anything. What if you get power from the throne or books, though? That's always what they tell you. Honestly, I think a TPK is the most Lovecraftian thing in Call of Cthulhu. Levi's like, that's a lot of rules. Yeah, don't wear masks. Don't put on crowns. Don't read the book. If you do read the book and their rituals, don't do the rituals. Don't sit on thrones. I almost had I had an almost 4. Oh, I did not have a nap, and I could have used one, but that's all right. I will deal with it tomorrow. Put on rings though, but totally put on rings. Yep, especially if they're spiky. And the ritual robes are just so comfy. I especially think if you're getting whispers in your dreams at night telling you to do things, and those things sometimes involve killing people, don't do those things either. Don't do it. But the problem, here's the thing that I love about Call of Cthulhu. One of the things that I love about Call of Cthulhu the most is that they always say, don't read the books, but you have to read the books so you can get the secret knowledge so you can stop the ritual. Do not... Toads kneels up the sign. Do not feed the elder gods. Don't put your hands to the bars and do not feed the elder gods. Ice Bunny says, but Trooper, if we have enemies we want to get rid of, why can we not sacrifice them for power for us? That's always how it starts. You're like, I'm just going to sacrifice a little... Oh, I don't think How to Survive Cthulhu pie. Lots of pie. That's true. There was... Oh, by the way, our giveaway for today is called... Soldiers and Swords, Shawarmageddon. Swords and Soldiers 2, Shawarmageddon. It's a indie real-time strategy game. That's gonna be our giveaway for today. Also, you stop the ritual by killing the cultists. That usually helps. The mere mention of Elder Gods reminds me of Cabin in the Woods. I really need to see Cabin in the Woods. Isn't it okay to have a little itsy bits of eldritch power? I mean, I won't use it for bad. I'll only use it for good. It's okay if I have it, right? Oh, yes, Jackie, that's so good. Yeah, I feel like here's the thing. I've heard that Cabin in the Woods is really, really good. And that I would love it. Like I've heard only really good things. I know I haven't seen it yet, but people that I respect, including you all, have told me that I would love it, and so I do need. I wonder if it's on Netflix. I feel like I'm missing all these things I need to tell you. Also, I fear that I just spoiled a bit, but no, I feel like, I mean, I know it's a horror movie, right? Like I know it's a horror movie. This is what I know about Cabin in the Woods. I'm going to tell you everything I know about it. 1, I presume there's a cabin in the woods. 2, I think teenagers go into the cabin in the woods. 3, it's a horror movie, and I think Joss Whedon's involved. or Wes Craven. It's either Joss Whedon or Wes Craven, but I think it's Joss Whedon. And so there's some kind of meta stuff going on in it. So there's some kind of meta thing, but I don't know what that is. And it's a horror movie. And so bad things are going to happen. Trooper, just stopped working. Then you still have a... if only I could... Yeah. It's not on Netflix. Oh. Sounds like good guessing. I haven't seen either. Like Levi, I feel like those are pretty good guesses. Sorry, says TiVo. There's no cabin. It's actually a beach house. What? I feel like Beach House in the Woods is like a totally different movie. I feel like Beach House in the Woods is like some kind of screwball teen sex comedy where there's shenanigans, and maybe it's like Weekend in Bernie's where somebody's dead and they've got to hide the body somehow. I don't know. I'm still having moments of glee over the moment last. Atomica, I was totally shocked. I was not expecting it. It was pretty amazing. I don't do ultraviolet horror. I like subtle, but I do love gonzo stuff too. Colon would rather give it all a miss. I actually like horror, but it tends on the kind of horror. Krellin says, I regret to inform you that I have canceled Joss Whedon, so he's no longer available for viewing. Krellin, you didn't tell me you have the power to cancel people. I've got a list. We should talk about it. We'll talk about it after the stream. So what did right. So I just wanted to tell you what my schedule is for this week. I should tell you that today we're going to be finishing Night in the Woods. We got to the big finale. We finished it last time. And this time we're going to do I think there's a bit of an epilogue, and we're going to do that tonight at some point. And then also at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be hosting Critical Role if you want to hang out with us, which I'm really excited about. Joss Whedon. Yeah. Joss Whedon. Yeah. Well, so first off, the overall thing I want to say about Joss Whedon in regard to Krellin is, I have no butt. I mean, I have a butt, but it's not actually a butt. I mean, I have a butt because it's hard to walk if you don't have a butt. I do not have a negation butt. I have an addition butt, which seems like an and. It is a butt, but it's not a negation butt. It's an additional butt. Now I have two butts. That's really weird. What I'm trying to say is, I was always very skeptical of Joss Whedon's, I'm like the male feminist savior, and I was like, I don't think your works are that feminist, Joss Whedon. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. You get a lot of cred, and I was like, I don't know about it. It's also widely assumed he was sleeping with the lights. Oh. I know that he was having an affair with someone, but I don't know who. So I was like, I don't know. We're going to talk about stuff. So, Night in the Woods today at some point. Critical Role at 10. Krellin, you're talking about season 3. Krellin, you're talking about season 3 of Buffy, and I just want you to know about the pain in my heart about season 3 in Buffy. And it's true. Why are all famous people trash except Keanu? Everybody has their failings. Nobody's perfect. And that's important, right? It's Tomic's 0 out of 40. Kulan, don't leave. Do not do it. Do not leave. Don't leave. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not the boss of you. You can do what you want to do. But let me tell you what I'm doing this week. So because we've got an extra thing going on. So this Saturday, this Saturday, I'm doing Horizon Zero Dawn at noon as normal, but I'll probably be ending just a little bit early because at 3 p.m., which is a normal ending time, so we probably have a call time. They haven't told me, but we probably have a call time of 2:30. But at 3 p.m., I'm going to be streaming Cat the RPG over on We Are Nerdsmith, which is a game about being a cat, but we're going to be cats in space. And this will be for the Heifer International charity. So two things, right? We got the Horizon Zero Dawn, and then also an RPG, Space Cats. Space Cats. So that's our extra thing, Space Cats. So TiVo, you should play an RPG. So I should tell you, next week I will not be streaming because I have to give a talk at UCLA, and then I'm going up to Geek Girl Con to give a panel. And the UCLA talk, it was a bit of a surprise. That's new. But it turns out the week after, I'm going to be good for streaming all week because I'm going off to Providence, Rhode Island to give a talk on Thursday, but I get to take the train back, and I'm going to be back in time for stream. So this week's a full week, right? Next week, not a week, but the week after we're back. And I think I'll be pretty good. I think I'm good for the foreseeable future in terms of streaming. So I think we're good there. Samurai Pizza Cats. I don't know, maybe. But the only I'm going to play one is if I DM and I don't want to prepare. You know, TiVo, there are some games that you can run without a lot of prep. I'll tell you about that in a second. Hey, yo, Wild Engineer. Trooper, do you have any thoughts about Adam? Oh, what was his tweet on XP? I actually want to hear this because I want to know what the thoughts are. Yeah, so I'm going down to Brown. I was asked to go and do a bit of a guest spot at Brown, and so I'm going to go down there. And I should probably prep for that later, afterwards. It's fine. RPGs that leave XP in the hands of the GM exclusively or give rewards just for showing up drive me right up the wall. If you have a reward structure in your game, use it to show players what the game wants them to do. Krellin says, I responded, my game wants players to show up for the session, Adam. TiVo says, I kind of like GURPS because it doesn't use XP or levels or whatever. It does have, I mean, you do get XP in the form of character points, but then you just spend them to sort of upgrade your character. So, yeah, no. I mean, he can have his feelings, right? I mean, he can have his feelings. But thank you for that. I'm going to bring that tweet. I'm going to new tab. Okay. So, no, he is not allowed to feel like he can have whatever feelings he wants. I have thoughts about this. I have oh, Trooper, says Atomica. I have a great RP moment I haven't had the chance to share yet. You must share it. Well, you don't have to share it. I'm not the boss of you, but please do if you're so inclined. The thing is, there are a lot of different ways in which there are a lot of different reward structures, and when it comes to XP. And what do you mean by if you have a reward structure in your game, use it to show players what the game wants them to do? That's one way of thinking about it, but that's not the only way of thinking about it. I don't know. So, all right, that is one model, right? So you can think about D&D, AD&D first edition, where the XP model told you what they wanted you to do was kill creatures and gain gold. Okay, but there are other ways to think about XP that I think are also completely valid. And I will tell you in a second. I got a new player, a monster hunter, but we are in an urban environment, a capital city. Well, what kind of mission do you send monster hunters on, right? Say more. And I'm thinking about games like Call of Cthulhu. Killing rats. Yes, he's probably right. My great RP moment this week was that I defeated a village in melee combat by being the best surgeon in the sector. So he gets a job to take out a pest that's been destroying trash piles and been a child in the slums. A little bit of rats. The politicians. I view experience as mechanical advancement. If you don't care about mechanical advancement as Adam does, then it makes sense to have the opinions. But I think he actually does care about mechanical advancement. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I think he does care about mechanical advancement. And I think that that tweet seems to imply that he feels like XP, wherein the GM decides, or you just get it for showing up, is not really sufficient and motivating mechanical advancement. You know? I'm highly skeptical of anyone saying an aspect of gaming has to be stripped away, because it always seems to come down to because that's what I like. Completely unrelated, but I discovered a pretty neat podcast called The Edge of Sleep. What's it about? Atomic says he finds the child and asks about the creature and finds out it's a lesser griffin offshoot, a fox body, buzzard wings, and a raccoon head. That is bad. No, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, from the GM side of the screen, I'm like, yes. From the player side of the screen, oh no. That's awesome. Adam also goes on to say he doesn't like milestone XP. What does he like? I mean, presumably, does he like the D&D style thing? Does he like that? It bit the child when it tried to ride the creature, so he hunted the creature down, baited it, and caught it. Good for him. Because here, like, let's think about XP systems for a moment, right? I think he was just having a frustrated with D&D moment, even though he's a big DM for Roll20. Except that D&D seems to do the kind of, like, basic D&D seems to do the kind of XP that he likes, wherein it's not based on GM decision. It's not there for just showing up. It's there for, right, base D&D XP. You kill creatures or defeat creatures or avoid creatures, and then you get XP for it. So, like, it seems like he likes base D&D, right? No? Maybe? I fought the village in melee, mutilated a couple of villagers, and got a lucky shot that opened the guts of another. So then in the middle of combat, I sutured the villager so he didn't bleed out, and then I told them, stop making me hurt you. So they did. That's actually very cool. So what, he just wants XP for using character skills or something? No, so the thing is, actually, okay, so Kalan says, does he just want XP for using character skills? And I actually don't necessarily think that's what he means either. And I had a thought about this when it comes to Call of Cthulhu. Atomica says, so I'm like, okay, you can release it, sell it to the zoo, put it down. He goes, nope, mine now, I'm training her. So now I've been training this creature I've decided is a massive drama queen that screams in ungodly horror at the slightest sense of threat. That's amazing. Right, so his position is XP should tell the players what the game wants them to do, right? That's his position. Or at least that's his position as he stated it in the Twitter, which would mean a game like AD&D, which says what we want you to do in this game is to defeat creatures, and so here's XP to have you do that, right? Levi's like, Milestone XP does that though. Blades in the Dark and Burning Wheels are examples of XP systems he likes. I think he's favoring Powered by the Apocalypse systems. Okay, and Barrett was like, so he's favoring a system. Atomica says, a note on the XP combo. I had a player get XP for successfully playing in a concert. Not everything has to be at the edge of a sword. Yes, but I think what's interesting is that, so we're talking about top down versus bottom up. Okay, hold on. Work with me. In any given game, there are 3, sometimes more, different stakeholders in the game. There's the game itself, the GM, and the players, right? And the players may want things, the GM may want things, the game may want things. And in this, if you think about this triangle of game, the game itself, the GM, and the players, what Adam seems to be saying is that he wants the XP to be from the game. a tool that the game itself uses to tell you what it wants you to do. Not the GM telling you, not the player telling you, but the game itself telling you. So top down versus bottom up, it is scandalous. It's totally scandalous, Jer. Right? So this game is about killing monsters. And so the game will give you XP to kill the monsters. Or this game is about having emotional trauma. Although, actually, I actually don't think that Powered by the Apocalypse necessarily even does what he's thinking, because Scum and Villainy doesn't necessarily do this either. But let's say, right, so you have to think about, hello, Cried. So pretty new here, but I hang out in Adam's chat. Typically, Adam likes the game to be clear about what it wants you, the players and the GM, to do and reward that. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he likes games that are explicitly about something and reward that. Right, yes, right? So he wants the game to control what it's about and then give you specific rewards to encourage that behavior, right? So like your old school D&D. Old school D&D says you get experience points for killing the creatures. And so then the GM and the players know this is what you do. You kill the creatures. Creed. Oh, thank you, Creed. And I would think also, Night Witches, which is Powered by the Apocalypse, does this in that in order to get experience, you must go on night flights. So you go on night flights and then you get experience for doing that, right? Sorry, I hope there's no skipping, right? Yes, yes. But then I think there are probably some other games that also are very specific about the game itself says, we want you to do this thing as a game. And so therefore we will reward you by giving you experience points if you do this thing. That is one model of what experience can be conceived of, right? So in that model, experience is a tool that the game itself / game designer uses to get the GM and the player to do what the game itself wants you to do. But there are other ways of conceiving of XP. So for example, a model that I think of, so the model that Call of Cthulhu has is that experience points are not a reward to make you do things. I feel like that's very much the concept that GMs are like directors. You don't go to Steven Spielberg movie expecting to get Kubrick except for AI. Except that in this model, the GM is not the director, the game is the director, right? So in that model, it is the game that is directing you what to do, right? So some of the more story-heavy games where the game is going to tell you what you're supposed to do and the GM is supposed to... See, I think in this model, it's not like the GM is the director. The GM is the conductor of the orchestra, right? So in this model, the game is the score of Beethoven, and the GM's job is to conduct the score, to sort of realize the score and what the score is trying to do. So the GM then is going to try to sort of make the score come to life. But a good conductor is not supposed to... It's supposed to try to channel Beethoven and what does a conductor even do? Well, there are a lot of there's ideology, right? I mean, I'm going to give you the ideology, not just what I think about it. But is that really role-playing, or is it an illusion of choice while your character is really on rails, having only one outcome deemed success? Oh, lots of games are on rails, but they're still role-playing. It's like Blades in the Dark. The game is about running heists, and it will fight you if you try to do something different. You can do that a lot of different ways, but that's what it wants, right? And this is also true. The game itself keeps you fairly constrained in that way. So you think about, now there's what a conductor does and what is the imagination of the conductor. The big imagination of the conductor is that there is the thing is, you can do Baron-Twart's interesting because you can do sandbox. I think that Blades in the Dark and a number of the Powered by the Apocalypse games are actually set up like sandboxes, but they're sandboxes that the game itself controls, not the GM, if that makes any sense, right? Because like you can do a sandbox that is, so what the Useless Man does, I will tell you, Krellin. So it's by the way, Creed, welcome in. So just on the basic level without all the ideology, what the conductor does is he keeps the time for the score itself. He brings people in and out, so he like lets people know when they're supposed to come in, when they're supposed to come out, and it is his job to control the overall flow of the piece of music. It's his job to make sure that like nobody's out of tune, that the violins are not too loud, that the balance is right, and he shapes the performance, right? So he figures out how fast or slow are you supposed to take this performance. When do we want to speed up or slow down? What kind of feeling do you want to have? He also is often in charge of like sort of bowing and sort of those sort of details. I'm so glad you're here though, and yeah. And so and Toad is actually correct. Most musicians in the orchestra only get their line, right? They just get their line, and so the conductor is there to actually sort of shape it. But so here's the weird ideology, though, right? So technically, it's like the conductor reads through everything, figures out how it's supposed to go, makes the marks, and then and the conductor also rehearses the orchestra to make sure that they actually work and sound good. Right, so they're like, okay, this is not working. You got to figure this out. And the conductor also usually chooses the repertoire. They choose which pieces you're doing or not. But in the ideology, right? So that's just technically like that's what they do. But in the ideology, what they do is that, and this is not ideology I agree with. I think it's bogus, but this is the ideology. I will see you later, Thibaut. So the ideology, which I do not agree with, is that the genius composer writes a piece of music that is genius. It is genius. And the conductor's job is to somehow channel the genius of the composer and to realize what it is the composer wants, right? That like the best conductor will somehow make it sound the way that Beethoven wanted it to sound. So there's some kind of like weird ideology about channeling the composer, which I'm not about. Like I think that's dumb. But right, so that's also part of it. So this, and the thing is, I think this is important because it's not about the rails. Like you can have a game that is very much game centric in terms of like who has the most power, right? And who has the most power, and of course it's not exclusive. These things work on a continuum, right? But who has the most power to determine what's happening in that game? Some games, and especially more modern indie games, not all of them, a lot of them are placing a lot of power in the game itself to determine what happens and what is it about, and what works. And a number of the Blades in the Dark, sort of Forged in the Dark or Powered by Apocalypse are very game, the power lies in the game to tell you what's supposed to be happening, sort of very, although not only just new ones. I mean, D&D did that in its own way as well, but that doesn't mean it's on rails, because a lot of them are actually really quite interestingly sandboxy, like very different kind of sandbox than like a super improv one, but also very sandboxy. They're not, yeah, it depends on the one you're talking about, but like certainly Blades, Scum and Villainy, like the ones they're actually they're sandboxy in an interesting way. Like they're like a very different sandbox than I'm used to, but they're very interesting. But they will tell you, the game tells you what you're supposed to be doing. Is that from the 19th century with the, yes it is, Ice Bunny, genius composer. The name game, come on everybody. I said now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, phantom, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both, then say the name like Bob. Bob, drop the B's, Bo, Ob, or Fred. Fred, drop the F's, for Red, or Mary. Mary, drop the M's, Mo, Airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Be boodlefloof, be boodlefloof, be boodlefloof, bo, e boodlefloof, banana, fana, fo, fee, foodlefloof, fee, fi, mo, me, boodlefloof. Be boodlefloof. Be boodle. Thank you for the resub. And what are you doing in the hospital? I would give you some Jello, or I'd sneak in a burrito, or like fajitas, whatever. I'd help you out if I were in the same place as you. You know. But what I think is interesting, because now we're talking about XP versus control. But you could also, there are also games where in the GM has more control than the game or the players. So for example, I think GURPS is a really good example of where the GM actually has a lot of control because it's a modular game wherein that also is generic. So the GM, also Fate is another one of those games. Fate, GURPS, a lot of the generics are ones where the GM is expected to decide, you know, what part of the toolkit, there's my Fate toolkits, what part of the toolkits they should be using. That GM is sort of like assembling what's going on quite a lot. So there's a lot of sort of GM sort of centered control in a game like that. Control versus intentionality, big debate in what I do. B Boodle's like, I have Jello. Can I have a new ear, please? Minus trying to come. B Boodle's ear. Stop trying to kill B Boodle. None of that. No murder. I have the Fate core book, but never anyone to play with. I'm going to be running a Fate game. That's what I'm going to do. And then I was thinking about what games are there that you might think of that would be down here, right? And where the player has a bit more control over what the game is and what it's about. And I don't think there have been a lot of those. However, right there, Invisible Sun, you can see it. Boop, boop. With Invisible Sun, which is interesting, is that when the players make their characters, the players describe what their characters' goals and paths are, and that determines what experience points is. So this is interesting, right? So now we're actually sort of sliding back into experience points. So in Invisible Sun, your players have these sort of long-term and short-term goals that they themselves create, and then they get experience points for reaching milestones on their path that they decided was important to them. So in that one, that is not an example of the game telling you what you should be doing and rewarding you for it. That is an example of the players telling both the GM and the game what they want, and then the game rewarding them for achieving what they want. So that's right. So you've got, if the XP comes from the game, it's the game saying, hey, this is the game, this is how the game wants you to play, here's how you do it, and here's your reward for it. But then Invisible Sun, that's like, as a player, this is what I want to do with my character and what I want to achieve, and then the game rewards them for achieving their goals. So it's like sort of player-centric goals. But to now come back to Call of Cthulhu doesn't do either one of those things. Call of Cthulhu doesn't, and you could say, like, GURPS is tricky because it doesn't necessarily work that way, but Call of Cthulhu does not reward you XP as, it does not reward you for achieving your goals, nor is it a tool that tells you what the game wants you to do. Instead, it is a reflection of what you have done, right? So it is not a carrot. It is not a reward. It is not, oh, you killed the monster, get some experience points, or you fulfilled a personal goal, so get some experience points, or you did part of this story. So what it is it's a reflection of what it is that you have done. So if you use your driving skill, then you have the chance of increasing your driving. That has nothing to do with the story, whatever it is. It's just sort of this idea that your character gets better at the things they do more of. So experience at that point in time just becomes like a record of your journey as opposed to a reward. Let's see. Couldn't you see that Invisible Sun as the game telling that it wants you to come up with goals for your characters and rewarding you for achieving that. I think it's different. I think that's different because the game is not telling you what you should be doing. The players are telling you what they should be doing, because they can do whatever they want, right? And I think that's very different. I think the game telling you what it wants you to do is more like a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse, Forged in the Dark. It's like, you will get XP for these things, or actually old school D&D, right? These are the things you get the experience for. You do those things, then you get the experience. Whereas Invisible Sun is open to whatever the players want to do. Like, that game could be like what that game ends up playing like could be really, really different based on what those players want. It would you could have a game where there's a lot of combat or none. Like, it's really varied based on what those players want, I think. So I would see that as a different thing. And I think that if you are really into the idea of the game rewarding you for what it wants you to do, I don't think that you'd be satisfied with how Invisible Sun does it. Yeah, Drummer was like kind of like the Apocalypse systems where you mark XP for failing, like learning. Although in Call of Cthulhu, it's the opposite. You only mark if you succeed, right? So if you are successful at driving, then you can roll to see if you can up your driving skill. And so that's a little bit different, right? It's actually sort of like the opposite. Whereas with Powered by the Apocalypse, the XP is a way to make you feel better that you failed, right? So like, you failed your roll, I feel bad, but that's okay because I get compensated by XP, right? So the XP in Powered by the Apocalypse is a compensation for failure, so you don't feel so bad about failing. Whereas in Call of Cthulhu, that's not what it's doing at all. It's not a compensation for failure to keep you more motivated to play. It's just a record of the things you have done successfully, right? So that's No, like, and here's the thing, Creed, I'm really interested in all these different systems. I am fascinated by the ways in which different systems will reward you for what? Like, do they reward you at all? And Toad says, I think both systems model learning well in their own way. Yes, they both do in their own way, but they are both about learning. And I think this is, and like, so going back to experience points, this is fascinating, right? So, there are a lot of questions about experience points. Is it in your game, do you want it to be that some players can have more experience than others? What are experience points? What do they represent? Are they a reward? Are they a model of what your character has learned? Are they... Yeah, or are they a way to mark how you progress through a story? Like, I think the experience can be a lot of different things. You know what I mean? And I'm really fascinated by the ways in which they can be different things and what they sort of represent becomes really fascinating. Drummer Boy says, that's true. Also plays into the fall forward attitude of the Apocalypse systems, and that in a pretty well-defined ending. Right, so there's another thing. Does your game have a well-defined ending or not that is built into the game itself, right? That's a very different, like, you think about something like, and actually, do you even need experience? This is so fascinating, right? Because there's a real difference between a game where your starting player, your starting character is not particularly competent, is, let's say, under competent, and it is expected that you're going to need to get experience in order to get to competency, versus a game where you already start competent and you don't need huge shifts and changes in order to get to competency. So if you start your character already competent, or already with means with which to be successful, then experience becomes different because you don't need it to do the same thing. Right? Like, I'm thinking about Fate, where when you get experience milestones, we'll have to talk more about more, but some of the things are not actually new things. Some of them are just that you get to adjust your character sheet, that you can swap out one skill for the other. You don't actually get necessarily better. Now there are moments where you actually do gain new things, but sometimes it's about, okay, adjust the character to sort of better reflect how you've been playing them. But with a lot of Fate, you already start in a pretty competent space, so it's not like you start incompetent. So like, is it a 0 to hero kind of a game, or is it a game where so in which case you need experience points to actually make you able to play? Is it a game where you're actually already competent, and so then the experience points are doing something different? Are the experience points a way for the game to tell you what it wants to do? Are the experience points a way for the GM to sort of shape the campaign the way the GM wants it to be? Like, I mean, there's so many different there's so many different ways of thinking of what that experience is. Incompetence reminds me of a wild mage I played who believed he was a monk, a very Dragon Ball Z Street Fighter. And I think that there's, I mean, and please note, I'm not insulting either one of these. I think there's really something very satisfying about 0 to hero, as well as actually just starting where you're at. And maybe some games don't even need experience at all, or D&D is 0 to hero through 3rd edition, I think 3E. Though D&D is 0 to hero, though I think 3rd edition plus have been more like 1 or 2 to hero. I think that's fair. And then sometimes you're never going to get super heroic, right? Sometimes some games are never going to let you get that. And actually, this is interesting because I think about maybe something Powered by Apocalypse. I'll think about it, but there's an upper cap at how powerful you can get in, say, Night Witches. There's just there's limited space for you. There's limited upward potential because that's actually, because there's an end, like the game ends, right? So there's and Krell's like, you're never a hero in Call of Cthulhu. And that is a true statement. Drummer Boy says, yeah, like in traditional systems, the game ends when the players are gods or they just stop playing. Where other systems are like, the world is ending when the clock strikes 12, there isn't anything you can do to stop it. Where XP is just like, eh? Right, and so like, what kind of game is it? And I think, like, I don't think there's any experience in Bluebeard's Bride because that's just not what that game is about. So that's not what it's for. And I actually personally really enjoy experience that is a reflection of what you've done rather than a reward. I also like experience as a reward, but I really enjoy experience as a reflection of what you've done. So, for example, when I run GURPS and you get character points at the end, and I give people character points, I give them like a sometimes, sorry, this is another thing, and this does not make you think about character points and GURPS. You know what GURPS character points are often are, which is different from Call of Cthulhu. There are other games with which it would be similar, but right, because Call of Cthulhu has a different kind of rhythm to it and how experience works. Experience in Bluebird's Bride is the game as a whole. It is an experience, and that is true, right? So what is fascinating about so if you don't know how experience works in Call of Cthulhu, you have skills. If you roll, and it's all percentile system, and you have to roll low. So if you roll your skill and you succeed in it, you make a check mark, and at the end of the game, you can possibly improve. How you improve is you roll against the skill again. If you fail, then you increase by 1d10, which means that when your skill is low, if you succeed at that skill, it is really very likely that you will increase, right? So the lower your skill is, the more you have to learn, the more quickly you'll learn. But as you get really, really good at this skill, once you start getting your skill in the 70s, like I've got a character who does photography all the time. His skill's currently in the 70s, which means I succeed most of the time when I'm rolling photography, but I'm very unlikely to increase my skill anymore. It'll sometimes happen, but the idea being that the more expert you are, the harder it is for you to get better at it because you're already really, really good. So experience points in Call of Cthulhu is that, right? There's like a internal pacing for your character. But in GURPS, one of the things that experience does in GURPS, because it is GM's discretion, how much experience you get. And some GMs give more experience and some give fewer experience points, character points. What experience does there is it paces the game. It's a tool that you use. It is a tool that is used not for the game to tell the players or the GM what you're supposed to do, because you can do a lot of different things, but it is a tool that the GM uses to pace the game. How quickly do you want the character to become more powerful or not? And so that it becomes a pacing mechanism, and that's interesting as well. Krellin says it's harder to improve part of it's harder to improve part of COC is realistic, but you only learn from a success part is patently false. And that is actually a thing that I find a little bit frustrating about Call of Cthulhu, because I agree with you that I actually do like it's harder to improve the better you are, but I actually think that it's, I have to check the new edition. I've got the new edition, but I haven't checked how they do advancement. But I always found it very frustrating that if you're sitting at like 10% on something, you'll almost never improve. So I find there's got to be ways to sort of make it so that if you fail or you're in a low thing, that you can actually learn from failure, because I think that's important. I have to take a picture hanging from a cliff to increase difficulty. That is actually fair. Drummer Boy says, is there a system where you improve, where when you improve, you can roll an improvement table? Like they could be tables split by core stats rather than one huge list. You may get a skill up in something you don't use directly all the time, but it's another tool in the box. So there's interesting things about this, right? So here's some thoughts about this. How do we do advancement? In D&D, you get a new level, you get experience, you get a new level, and you get things you've never used before, right? You get new tools, right? Here's a new tool. You hit the 4th level and you get some new stuff, right? So things that you've never used before, but you get the stuff. And then how you do it, I think, is really interesting. So for example, when I'm running GURPS, am more restrictive than some other GMs are. There are GMs that say, here's some character points, get whatever you want. Anything you want, like if you can afford it, you get it. So I'm playing a librarian and I've been saving up my character points, and now I want to get some points in helicopter piloting. My character never helicopter piloted in the game, but in a game that's particularly cinematic or whatever, people don't care. They're like, yeah, go and buy some helicopter piloting skills. Who cares? That's fine. Whereas I tend to say you can only spend your character points on things that you have been using or training in some kind of a way. So if you want your character to learn how to helicopter pilot, you should, and you don't have the skill, you should probably just take some helicopter piloting classes. And you can just RP it, or you can tell me you're doing it in downtime. But I tend to like in GURPS your character sheet to be a reflection of what you've done. So when you look at your character sheet, you can say like, oh wow, yeah, that survival jungle is when my character did that thing. So that it is not an aspirational sheet, but a reflective sheet. But that's sort of, that's one way of doing it, but not everybody does it that way. Underwater basket weaving, the ultimate GURP skill. I actually think you could probably do that as a craft skill, in case you wanted to. Download me some skills. Now that would be actually different, Drummer Boy. The Matrix version of GURPS, download me some skills. If you're running a cyberpunk game, you can have just skill chip slots and then boom, have it. So like that's different, of course. So yeah, I think that like in GURPS, for example, your XP can often be a pacing mechanism to see how you want to pace the flow of the game. It can be a reward. It can also, XP can be a way, so I think there are a lot of different things. And I actually think that's cool, right? I think that it's really neat and interesting to see how a game approaches experience points. And for example, I have not run Invisible Sun. I've not run a game wherein explicitly, the experience comes from milestones that are defined by the players. That is not a thing I've ever run, so I'd be really interested in seeing how that plays. Like, how does Invisible Sun play? How does that work? That seems really interesting to me. I played a lot of different things. And, I've not done Adam's Dungeon World yet, but I feel like it'd be interesting to sort of see how that plays. I'm interested in that. Because he said some, I'm interested in how that goes. So yeah, and then sometimes, but here's the other thing too. To go back to Krellin's point that sometimes you want to reward your players for showing up. Sometimes the game is what you're there for is just to have some beer and pretzels and fun. And the experience points is for showing up because we're all here together having a good time. And that's also really valuable. Like, that's also a thing. Like, that's the point of it. Sleep time for me. Very interesting discussion, though. Thank you, Kalon. Go to sleep, and we'll talk more. I have a copy we should play. I have a copy as well, because I knew it, because I sometimes get games because they're really important historically. And where's my Dungeon World? It's right there. That's where it is. I have it. You'd never run a game of Dungeon World. The game doesn't want you to show up, so no one will show up. Drummer Boy says, I kind of wish D&D had separate XP for social and fighting skills, earned by different things, too. Like lore feeds social skills and killing dudes feeds. Yeah, but see, Drummer Boy, that's not the kind of game that D&D is. This goes back to Adam's point, that D&D is a game where its experience tells you what kind of game it is. So, you know what I mean? So that's interesting. Vampire. D&D just wants you to kill monsters mechanically or subdue them, overcome them. That's or steal treasure, although I don't think you get treasure, XP for treasure anymore. You used to, but I don't think you do. Adam doesn't like GMs, I think. You know, I will tell you, there's a game that really doesn't like GMs. There are games that really don't like GMs. Some of them are, there's a game, it's called, he doesn't like XP being in the hands of GMs. Yes. And the thing is, it's really interesting to me. One of the things I think is really fascinating about a bit of the modern, no more XP for treasure, but you can do stuff with the treasure they give it. Yeah. I think he finds it frustrating when he doesn't know what to reward the players for. Hey, Atomica. Delayed by driving. Great Zero to Hero game, though it's a board game munching. That is. I think he's frustrated when he finds he doesn't know what to reward the players for. And I think that's also just a different idea, right? Like about what the GM is doing. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, depending on the game, some games tell me that it's my job to decide, right? Well, actually, some games tell you, like, you know, that's up to you. You decide how you want to reward them. And then that's then in my power to do so, and I think that's okay. But then some games tell you what to reward for. Some games will say that players should tell you. Like, I think it's just really different. And I think that different games will tell you, like, different, well, also I'm thinking, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Adam doesn't like this. I don't know if he does or not. But there are games where it's okay to play it in different ways. And what I mean by that is, as Creed, as you pointed out, that if you try to do something that is not a bunch of heists in Blades in the Dark, the game will resist you. And there are some games that will resist you if you try to do different things, because that is not what the game is for. If you try to do something... Yeah, like Blades in the Dark is not going to reward you for not doing heists. The game is telling you exactly what it wants to do, but there are some games that you can do different things in. And I'm thinking about Vampire the Masquerade. You could play that as like personal horror, where it's all about personal horror and like trying to not to lose yourself to the beast, and that's what it's about. You can play it as like full-on combat monster, let's just kill lots of things, and that's all you're doing. You can play it as super political with almost no violence ever, and it's a lot of chess games, wheels within wheels. There's all these different ways in which you can play Vampire, and all of them are fine and all of them work, but how you'd sort of deal with experience points would be a little bit different in some ways based on what that game is that you're going to be playing. Drummer Boy says, I'm just frustrated because me as a player likes lore, but I can't level without killing. The game I'm in had 5 weeks of lore that was interesting, but we were 1,000 XP away from a big level. Krellin points out that milestone XP was made to solve that, Drummer Boy. Heroes and capes, yes, or romance, right? And I think, and actually, this is I think one of the points of the move to milestone is that it did want to try to sort of give it a space where you could actually level up by solving. And GMs can do it. Like, I would say, Drummer Boy, that's on your GM, because I think there are options wherein getting lore is a challenge that is then overcome and that you could get XP for. So, like, it is doable. Uh, my GM doesn't like Milestone Krellin, but also made a giant world. And the thing is, I think one of the challenges with Dungeons and Dragons is that it has a lot of baggage. And so in modern Dungeons and Dragons, you actually could give people experience points for defeating challenges that have that don't involve combat at all. But a lot of GMs are not, like, have sort of kept old models, is what I would say. Like, I mean, basically, and I think that this is something that Krellin has said before, that you don't necessarily have to do it that way in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons has sort of tried to shift from killing monsters and taking their stuff to overcoming challenges being what is rewarded, and they try to tell you that overcoming challenges can be other things other than killing things. But a lot of game masters have not internalized that ideological shift. They've not internalized that idea. And Drummer Boy, it is totally within your right to be frustrated. I understand that. When I DM, says Toad, in D&D, I have many custom systems for experience points. I really like to reward creative play. Right, and now that's Toad, right? That is Toad saying, I as a GM want to use XP to reward things different than what the system might say, right? And I think that's also super valid. Levi says, oh yeah, Krellin says, 2E explicitly said defeating enemies didn't mean killing them. 3E explicitly said traps in political situations and so forth should have challenge ratings. Yes, that's true. They've been trying, but it's hard to overcome inertia, I think. But Levi notes, the official adventures are almost all killing monsters for XP, and it's really hard when the rulebook says, oh no, you can do it this way, but then the adventures don't support that. That is difficult. Atomica says, not a crazy amount, but I gave my players XP for teaching their Blink Dog puppy to play fetch successfully. Right, like this is that moment where the GM and the players are able to sort of take that jacket and make it their own. Creed says, does the DM's guide for D&D have much advice on the amount of XP you should hand out for non-combat tasks, seeing as the monsters have fixed clear XP? That's a very, very good question, Creed. But Krellin says, in 5e, they gave up on giving XP for non-combat things for the most part. Oh, they just said use milestone if you want to reward non-combat. That's really interesting, Krellin. That's interesting, because I know back in the day they did have challenge ratings for traps that they did talk about that for at least traps and things like that. Atomica says, I always take the Pirates of the Caribbean line towards the rules of D&D. They're more like guidelines. And this is actually really interesting. This is where published adventures are really important, because published adventures often give you an idea of what's going on. And even if the game might be able to be played in different ways, if the published adventures all do one thing, that also colors how things end up getting played. They have very little about traps in the core books. That's the problem, I think. Milestone XP is half-baked in 5e. That's why GM doesn't use it. Yeah, I think... Milestone XP allows people to pace and not be grindy. I just think I think there's inertia, and I don't think D&D has to be played that way at all, but I think there's particular inertia, especially if you have players who've been around for a long time, that can be tricky. Krellin's like, I mean, milestone isn't even really XP. Yeah, I think it's very fascinating, right? I think there's a lot of interesting things. I was wondering about, also interesting, there are games, and I think the Cypher system does this. Is that true, or am I lying? I might be lying. I think it's the Cypher system, but I could be lying. There are systems where XP are themselves a currency in game. And so then you have to make a choice between using the XP you got to do in-game effects in the moment or saving them to level up things, right? So there are games for which XP becomes a part of a currency, and so that's interesting. Shadowrun. Yes. Yes. The monster manual has bespoke XP amounts per monster killed. Situations don't have any hints or examples on how to do it without breaking the rest of the system. Yeah, and I think Cypher does that too, right? So like, and you get karma in Shadowrun. So like, there's some where then where it becomes a bit of a challenge for the players to figure out what they want to do, and that's interesting as well, because that then makes your karma or whatever points you have an interesting challenge to manage. And so I think that's and I imagine there are games with no experience at all. And then also I'm thinking about GURPS, because that's the one I play a lot, wherein sometimes I don't give the players character points directly, but I give them stuff worth character points. So for example, if they work really hard in this one adventure or in one session, and they convince the king or the queen, whoever the regent, to like them, I might give them an ally, right? So I might give them something that they couldn't buy on their own, because like you just can't say, I want to buy the regent as an ally. But maybe instead I actually give them the regent as an ally on a low level, right? So like maybe you give them reputation rewards, or like there are other things you can give them that are worth character points, and so that becomes, right, also a thing that you can do. I don't think I've ever played in a GURPS campaign where character points end up being a significant reward. Like maybe I got 5 or more CP over the course of our play, but we played a lot more short form things. Yeah, and I think also some of that really depends on how, like, where you start, how long you play, and how many character points you get. So for example, I tend to be on a lower end of the character points, because I tend to run grittier games or more realistic games, and so I find giving lower character point rewards encourages a kind of a more incremental advancement, which sort of ends up feeling more realistic, and so it kind of keeps that realism feeling. So I tend to give like 2 or 3 character points per session. On the other hand, if I wanted something more cinematic and explosive, I would give 5 to 10 character points per session, and then that would have a much bigger impact. But I don't tend to run a lot of, like, maybe 5 for cinematic, 10 for supers, but you know, that ends up being a little bit different. Maybe I just like shorter arcs where the system tend not to show up as much. Well, this is also really interesting, Drummer Boy, because not all games work well over time. Some do, some don't, right? Some games work less well in long arcs, but some work really well for long arcs. It really depends. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about Call of Cthulhu. Like, I've got my old GM is still running this Cthulhu game that started in the 1980s. And I think it's because that sort of upper limit sort of that happens kind of gives a space for that. So I think, Carlin says a campaign of Bluebeard's Bride would suck. Yeah, that's not. And also, yeah, like Night Witches is going to end. And I wonder about Powered by the Apocalypse. I wonder about how long term you can go with Powered by the Apocalypse, because of the ways in which they're playbooks. Like, Powered by the Apocalypse, these are playbooks, and there are only limited number of choices that you can take over time. And so I wonder about the long-term viability of Powered by the Apocalypse campaigns, but I don't know. But it seems like it's a game that you could play a decent length, but maybe not forever. Also, I'm planning on grilling you on your planned Fate game later. All right. Creed says, you get the reverse too. Burning Wheel is borderline impossible to one-shot. That's also true. Actually, there's some games that you don't get the feeling right. You know what I mean? In a one-shot, you actually need a little bit of time to get the feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's certain games where there's a particular kind of ebb and flow that's sort of built into it that you actually it's not so great for a one shot, and that's also fascinating to me. In some games, like really you only want a one shot. Some games you really don't want a one shot. Some games are really good for mid-size. You can D&D one shot, but don't do so at first level, right? And I think that's also interesting that like where are you at? Like D&D first level is maybe not the best. When Dot does her D&D one shots, I think everybody's third level. I think that's where she starts them. Drummer Boy says, the most fun I've ever had in a system was a 5-session campaign of The Sprawl, which I think is powered by the Apocalypse. I think that is true. I think that's true. Yeah. Yeah. And then also whether or not you can do long-term games will also depend on what kind of setup you're doing. Are you doing a sandbox? Are you doing on rails? Like, what are you doing? Especially in 5e, third level is sort of the sweet spot. You're not super powered yet, but you are a fully realized concept by that point. Hey, Sea Spider Mix, we're doing well. We're talking RPGs before I play Night in the Woods, which I'm totally gonna do. But you know, we're talking RPGs, and right now we're talking about. And you know, it's also really interesting. Well, unless you're Steve Skillman, who needs to be level 10 to be realized. I'm also thinking about Adam's preference for games to tell you what they want, which is very, very post-Forge indie game sort of aesthetic. Most of those, like, I mean, that's the whole point of the Forge's sort of narrativist indie game feeling in the first place, right? That the whole thing starts off with what's his face saying that system matters, right? Like the whole modern narrativist indie scene is rooted in the assumption that system shouldn't matters, and that what you want are tailored systems that are specific to one concept rather than generic things, and that you want your system to align all of your mechanics to align thematically rather than generically. And so, right, this is one of the core principles that has driven the modern narrativist indie scene, that you want your mechanics to be thematic rather than generic. Ron Edwards, thank you. Crown was like Ron, but then I was like Ed, and I was like, I had both Ron and Ed in my head, and I could not work them out in my brain. I couldn't work them out in my name. I couldn't do it. I drove, so I lost track of my counter, but I'm pretty sure we're actually at 50-40, maybe. But like, we're gonna. I don't think we have a lot of time left in Night in the Woods, so you know. I know those are both first names. I was like, wait, was it Ed Wood? No. Ron? No, Ed. So I was like stuck in this like Ron Ed situation. What's going on? It was terrible. And so like that's and I think that's one of these. It's a really core. It's a core element that then has loosened up some because people are still. I mean, what I think is fascinating to me, thinking about gaming history, is that when you think about the Forge from the 2000s onward, it was all about specificity rather than genericness. But hey, it's 2019 and we're getting generic games back again, like Genesis. Fate's still around, of course. What else? There was another new generic, wasn't there? Right? My next character is going to be Jones Johnson, 2 last names. Somebody should do that, right? Somebody should do that. Drummer Boy says, I was thinking about D&D versus story thing in the shower randomly, and then I realized Death Stranding is the perfect analogy for that dichotomy. By the way, I should play Death Stranding? Maybe? Perhaps? I'm interested, and then I'm thinking about do games like Honey Heist even have experience points? I feel like they don't. Do they? I don't think they do. Roll for Shoes has advancement but not experience points. So then there so there are games that have advancement but don't. This is a spoon, everyone. It's a spoon. I have a spoon. Don't ask me why. Everyone is John has no experience or advancement. That's right. Yeah, I just don't think Honey Heist has XP, right? It depends on how many years you want to spend playing it, I think. Not a burn, just being honest. Fair. I was talking to, at one point I was talking to Random Tuesday, and we were talking about systems and about things that don't work well for long-term campaigns because they're not crunchy enough in advancement. And I think that, and I actually think that you can play long-term campaigns where there's not a lot of crunchy advancement, but it has to just sort of depend on how that's set together. Krellin, when was I talking to Random Tuesday? I was talking to her at Gen Con. It was like a long time ago. It wasn't recently. It wasn't like I had that much time. Trooper plus Hideo Kojima game, one game for all of 2020 and half of 2021. You know, okay, there are, these may be things, true things. This is fair. And Bar Garwin says, the Lord of the Rings game I was running was very open to doing basically anything as a free people race, and XP was just whenever. Yeah, I'm interested, right? I mean, I think I kind of like lots of different options. You know, like I like actually experiencing, like I really, oh, so here's the thing. Cthulhu Confidential has experience points. Cthulhu Confidential is a game that does have advancement. I need to actually think about how advancement works in Gumshoe games in general. This is actually also very interesting because in Gumshoe, you're kind of set up to be super competent from the get-go and to have all the bases covered. So actually, this is also very interesting in terms of gaps and holes. So in Gumshoe, there's like a list of investigative skills, and all of them are going to be covered. Someone's going to have one of those skills. So there is no skill that you might need that someone doesn't have. They do not want you ever to be in a space where a skill that you might not need is not available. So if you have everything you already need from the get-go, then what is advancement going to do for you, right? And I think what's interesting about Cthulhu Confidential, which is the one-on-one, is that you do get experience, but it is slow, my friend. Like every single one of those games I've run so far, they got one tick. That's it. And if you get 3 ticks, I think you can increase it. You can increase a skill by 1 or get a new skill. So it takes three solo sessions, and those sessions are super intense before you can even get a new tick at all. So it's super slow. The advancement is really, really slow. I think you can, it's 3 ticks to increase one of your regular skills, or you can get 1 new investigative skill, I think is how that works. So, right, but it's super slow. A craftsman would be your class, but you can take a bunch of levels in craft farming. Breaking Bilbo. I feel like we've got drug selling hobbits. I like it. I'm gonna do a giveaway right now. I have a giveaway, and I feel like I should do it now-ish. Our giveaway is Swords and Soldiers 2 Shawarmageddon, and it's an indie RTS. And so just say something in chat and over the next 5 minutes, and then at the end of 5 minutes, we'll do the giveaway. That's all. That's it. And it's a giveaway for those of you who do not know. It's a giveaway because I have the Humble Bundle monthly, and I cannot use all the games because I'm on a Mac. And since I have them, I want to give them to someone to use them, and so I'm gonna do that. That's what's gonna happen. What else was I thinking about? And I really think. I respect Adam's position, and he's a game designer who's done amazing stuff. And I think myself, because I tend to be very meta focused, I'm just very interested in the different schools of thought and how they develop and how some become more popular. I think it's fascinating that generics are becoming popular again. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think Dungeons and Dragons popularity, sort of reemergence, is very interesting. I'm just interested to see, like, what are the trends? What are people wanting? How does virtual tabletops, how do they affect this? How does streaming affect this? And that's something. So Krellin, watch out for Nightbot though. Nightbot might want to give you the thing. I'm just saying. I want shawarma, says Atomica. There's actually a decent Lebanese restaurant a city away. I gotta go there. I would also eat some shawarma right now. That is a thing that I would do. Actually, there's a bunch of food I would eat right now because I'm hungry. But that is also, that is how life is. Nightbot plus a thing equals Krellin. Nightbot is like stalking Krellin. It's a little inappropriate. And I was like, Nightbot, you need to bring it back and calm it down because Nightbot should, you know, be less creepy that way. I don't have much time for new games, so if it draws me, you can draw again. Hello, Go Eat Rice. How are you? What are you doing? Right now, by the way, I realize I need to do my wrist exercises. And so I'm just going to sort of subtly do my wrist exercises while we are chatting here. And you won't even know the difference. It'll be really subtle and you won't notice that I'm doing anything weird on screen. So it's cool. Rissa, you have not, we were waiting for you. We didn't want to start before you got here, clearly. You're like, what are you doing with your hand? What with ice? Okay, because Toad, I would be very worried if you were actually putting frosting on your head. I'd say migraines are bad, but don't put frosting on your head. That is not the way to go. That's not the way to do it. We're gonna do our giveaway in just like a couple of minutes. Physical therapy 15th session. Oh yes, I'm trying to imagine now a person with frosting on their head, but do you know what I'm imagining? What I'm imagining is the frosting on your head being like cupcake frosting. You know how the cupcake frosting is like that big swirl that sort of goes up on your head? So sorry, Sea Spider. I'm trying, to, it's fine. No, the game is actually open on my desktop. I'm seeing it. It is there. I didn't make it up. Sounds like a Batman villain. That is also fair. That could be a Batman villain, to be fair. All right. So, Rissa, we were talking about experience points and how much you want your mechanics to reward behavior. And I mean, I think that Call of Cthulhu does a really good job of wanting to model something in terms of having sanity points, but I think there are a lot of ways to do that. I think there are a lot of different subtle ways to sort of reflect what it is you want a game to do. Where are we in the game? Go Eat Rice. Go Eat Rice. We actually have finished the game, except we just had our confrontation with a cult, and I think we basically are at the moment where all we have to do now is sort of go back home and see what's happening in the town and sort of wander around and visit everyone and have our epilogue is what I think we're doing at the moment. I want to see the total playtime final amount from the stream. Oh yeah, I will tell you. I can do that. So what we're going to do right now, by the way, we have to check in. Yeah, we're at the sort of at the end. We're at the 90-minute mark, which is trooper time to start. Actually, this is true. Toad, Mr. Damon Frog. You are the winner of our giveaway. I want to send you things. Congratulations, Toad. I'm copying the link. I'm copying it right now. I'm going to send this to you. And I'm so happy to give this to you. I hope that this will make you feel better because you have a terrible, terrible migraine and that it brings you joy, because that would be a thing that makes me happy. Right? Because who wants... I'm icing my head. Because if you're icing your head, then I feel like you should get a game. That would make you... That's good. It's true. See, sometimes Nightbot can be nice. Sometimes Nightbot feels bad, and so yes. All right, folks, this is what's up. We're gonna play a little bit of The Night in the Woods. That's what we're gonna do. You can hear the music and everything. No, you can't. I was just kidding. No, we are. We're gonna do it. So about XP. No. It's time for the game. But we're still gonna chat all the time. Come on, let's. All right, so we have arrived back. We don't have anyone to talk to, but we do have Sharkle. Hi. 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 Really? I'm serious. I have no idea why I do that. I don't know why I do it. It is really unclear to me why that is a thing that I do, but it is a thing that I do. I can't. Epilogue. Here's our epilogue, everyone. I'm excited for our epilogue because you know what this means. Side note, you know what this means. This means that not next week, because next week I can't stream, but the week after, we're going to do our Thursday stream is going to be in Pig Latin. We're going to do a Pig Latin stream next Thursday. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. Thursday in a week. So just so you know, I want you all to know, because we hit our 500 follower goal, not next week because I can't stream next week because of like doing a talk and then a panel, but the week after, we're going to do a stream in Pig Latin, and it's going to be, and actually you can blame Aneo for this. This is Aneo's suggestion. I was like, what am I going to play? What game should I do? And I was like really pondering it, and Aneo told me the game that I should play. The Elevator, which is a short visual novel that I think is actually really cool. And so because of Aneo, we're going to do The Elevator. It's a little visual novel by Cyanide T, who I like. And although I think is it their best one? I think it might be one of their best ones. We will see. I don't know. I don't know. I liked Ristorante Amore from them as well. But they did some other ones I thought were really but though that, so it's a little well, The Elevator's a little bit noir actually, Rissa. So here's the thing. I went and I did Lost for October to give me a little bit of breathing room so that I could do the Cthulhu Confidential probably December, because I've got way too much going on right now in November. So I'm hoping I can just hit it December when things open up a little bit for the Cthulhu Confidential. But I actually brought my Cthulhu Confidential book with me so I could do some reading. So I've got, and then prep for the French Resistance. That is our goal. And I think I'm going to prep for the French Resistance maybe a little bit on stream. God, it's us. It's just us. Home and us. I don't know what this feeling is, but I'm not going to cry today. We're going to eat you for Thanksgiving, bird. I don't even know. I should reread some of these. I mean, I got time. And the cozy months are coming. Shapes from beyond the veil of space. Okay, yeah. Let's go with that one. Let's see what the back of the book says. Released in 1937, here's our Lovecraft. I need to put a PDF on my tablet because I'm doing some house sitting pro. Yes, that's what I need to do. Also, what I want to do, I think, is I want to find and the thing is, I'm no longer doing Purloin Code, which was over on the Little Red Dots channel, is now done. We finished season 1. We probably will not play season 2 until sometime later. But that does mean that my Wednesday night is open, since there's not going to be streaming there. But I think maybe the Friday is good for me. Anyway, I think I need to sort of build in just like maybe 2 hours of campaign prep on stream, just to, work through some of the things. Like what I want to do right now, which is a thing I like to do with new systems, is I like to just make some sample characters, but like the big bruiser, the fast talker, the swifty person, the nerd, make 4 characters and just see what it's like to make those sort of archetypes in the game and then run them through some challenges. And so what I want to do with Fate to sort of help me internalize the system, because I read the core book and I need to read some of the toolkits, but what I want to do is just have a system where I come up on stream, and I mean I could do it on my own off stream, but it might be better if I do it on stream, where I just make those 4 archetypes and then throw them through, and then like some thugs or whatever, and just throw them through some challenges to sort of see, okay, this is how combat works, this is how recovery works, these are how challenges works, chases, just kind of different sort of run them through the paces, like, and this is what experience point would like, so I can just sort of practice it and see what I like, So I want to do that, and I probably should be doing that pretty soon, maybe a little bit, maybe that will be my December. Maybe I can do some in November. Maybe I can do some in November, everybody. After I get back from the talk. So maybe after next week I can think about it. Let's put a pin in that and let's talk about that, because that might be good. Also, Teddy's up there. You can't see Teddy, but Teddy's up there. Teddy's great. Teddy's the MVP, everybody. Teddy's the MVP. That's all I'm saying. I really enjoyed the Proline Code. That was really fun. I have thoughts about Blades in the Dark, the Forged in the Dark system. I have thoughts about it. I want to play more versions of it before I sort of solidify them, but I have thoughts that I'm pondering. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking, that I think halfway through November I can maybe start doing it. Can we get a Teddy cameo to celebrate this season? Are you kidding? Teddy! Teddy. So what's really funny is that I got Teddy because I couldn't get I was like, I need like a kind of a fairly big bear that'll sort of like work. And so I got Teddy, and then right after I ordered Teddy and I got Teddy, and I used Teddy on the first stream, I realized that I actually could get a Teddy Ruxpin, which would seem more like a robot. And I was like, oh, let me go like off of eBay, like super cheap. So I got this Teddy Ruxpin, and the Teddy Ruxpin came in, and the Teddy Ruxpin wasn't the right one. Like, I realized it would look more like a robot, but it wasn't right. Teddy. This is Teddy. And I just couldn't switch this Teddy for the Teddy Ruxpin because it wasn't right. So that is what I'm going to say. Shaped from beyond the veil of space is a towering achievement and marks the start of the weird gothic genre, an influence on much of the 20th and 21st century horror, science fiction, and pulp literature. Shapes is sure to make you question just how far away the night sky is from you at this moment. Cool. That would have been creepy as hell. Ruxpin was a nightmare fuel. Hold on. Give me a second, will you? Just stay there. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves, but don't cause any trouble. Here, Teddy. One moment. I've got something to show you. I do have show and tell. So, right, here's the thing. But here's the thing. I don't know. After having the other Teddy, what I'm going to call the real Teddy, right? This Teddy. Like, look at this Teddy. This Teddy's great. And I just felt like, I just didn't think that this one here just didn't do it. I just felt like this was like an imposter and not the real Teddy, and so I could not switch. Oh, I'm so sorry, Atomica. Yeah. So I could not even. I just could not even. I couldn't do it because that just wasn't. That wasn't Teddy. You know what I mean? That wasn't Teddy. Hey, Granddad's clock. Hey, Granddad. We're gonna just walk around and see what we got. Could not even. Wandering around. I'm gonna be right back. Curly, I'm so sorry. Wait, Atomica. Wait. This Teddy. This one. Soft, friendly, not a murderous robot, just a friendly AI. That's all. Jer says, my sister, who's afraid of Teddy Ruxpin, has allowed me to let it give her eulogy when she passes. That's amazing. I gotta, like... Yeah. So, by the way, I'm really excited. It was really unclear. I had no idea how the Purloin Code would sort of end out, because it was not looking good. And I was like, what's gonna happen? May, honey, is that you? I used to put Easy E tapes in my Teddy Ruxpin. That's awesome. I need to get some cassette tapes, is what I need to do. I had a roommate who was terrified of Furbies. I made him play Tattletale. Yeah. I'm back in the kitchen, if you want to talk. I wonder if the rest of the people know about the cult. Like, do the grown-ups know about the cult? Hey, sweetie. Hey, Mom. How are you feeling? Good enough to jump up here. Can you do me a favor and stay home tonight? Why? It's been... You're an adult, and you can do whatever you want, but you do live here, and you are still my baby. Ah, Mom. We need to come up with some ground rules. Just because... Honey, you could have died the other night, and then you just left to hang out with your friends? I'm so sorry, Mom. Sweetie, what's going on with you? I've had a really tough year, Mom. I don't even know if I can tell you. We'll just say this. I've had a really tough year, Mom. Hun, you've had a tough week. We all have. Yeah, but what happened at school, hun? I don't care what it is. Just please tell me. Are you working today? No, me and your father are both off today. I'll be around tonight. We can talk about it then? Sure. We can make breakfast for dinner like we used to. Dad can flip the pancakes in the air. Sure. Are you going out today? Yeah. Can you please stay in town close? Yeah, Mom. I think they're getting some of the longest night decorations out. Oh, wow. Calling for some snow, too. That went fast. What did? The fall. I love May, too. Always does, hon. Okay, well, I'm off. I love you, sweetie. I love you too, Mom. Okay, can we talk about moms for a second? I love this family too. They're so good. Are you still reading the same book? Oh no, this is a different one. This one's about people who died in the mines around here. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's got some old songs. Want to hear one? Sure. By the way, Trooper, Angus equals Hanovi, but a bit more murderous, I think. I feel like Angus is like Hanovi, but a little bit more murderous. And May's probably Midge? Maybe? Far from here, the ocean's roaring, far away across the den. I hear the Lord a-calling their children, bringing in. I'll see you walking through the barley, we'll find each other friend and kin. I hear the Lord a-call their children, Bring him in, bring him in. Tear with me for a moment. Talk the places we have been. The Lord will call us both to heaven. Bring him in, bring him in. That's nice. It is nice. I'm just making up the song. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Janice equals B. Yeah. 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 Oh. Who are you? It's Dad. Hey, Dad. No work today? I told Bob to shove it. Really? No. You okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. Not gonna sugarcoat it. I hate my job. Yeah, dev is hard. I feel like dev might be like that little, you know, the what's his face? The kid, the smaller one that hangs out in the band as a fan. Do you know? Or I suppose Dev could be Greg. I suppose. Yeah, like maybe Dev is Germ? Maybe? Could be. Oh, Rissa, have you caught up yet on what happened at the end of the Purloin Code? Have you caught up? Bob's dead, apparently crushed by an elevator or something. Ah, Dad, why? I've mined, I've made glass, I've done a heap of other stuff. But this place, they just don't respect you for working. They don't? Job's supposed to pay you enough to live. Job's supposed to let you provide for your family. Job's supposed to have regular hours. Boss is supposed to respect you. Workers supposed to be able to talk. Workers supposed to be able to have a life. Workers supposed to be able to live. Your mom always had to work, but I wanted to give you and her your time. I wanted her to have hobbies and enough time and money to do them. That's what made me happy. Now I just work so I can keep our health insurance and hold on to the house. Try to, at least. Greg, more responsible version of Chaw's pre-drama. Nope, a long day. You know what, Rissa? I'm gonna tell you, you have missed some things. I will not spoil it, but I will tell you, things happened. Oh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Volpez. Wait. It's not going anywhere. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both, then say the name like Bob. Bob drop the B's, Bob, or Fred. Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary. Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Volpes, 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 banana, fana, Volpes, FIFA, Momopes. Volpes. Be right, bo e right, banana, fana, fo fee right, FIFA, mo me right. Be right. Thank you both for those resubs. Y'all been sub for so long, and also do not even apologize for going heel on heel. I appreciate it. Also, no, Brad. I'm singing both of your stuff. So I did a thing with the alerts, and I feel like it should be fine now. I think we're good. That's all. All right. Oh, you know what I need? That is what I need. Perfect. And also, wait, where's my cursor? So I want to make sure, I try to do this thing where I can see what the stream health is like, so I can make sure that nothing has frozen on me. Ooh, Volpes. Volpes just notes that there's only one song that matters, and that is true. And the song that matters, that I think we all know what it is, the earwig in the Hey anime song. Earway and Hey, the anime. Earway and Hey, the anime. Eve way out, gay out, way of way out, way exte ute et gay young way. Earway and Hey, the anime. E they I skays are ani say. Oh may Andy adiation pray uyare thre you stay unway on rayo. E way every eat way ed leansley, a of way ed brayansley, ute day. And we see the anley or what laugh the I get in the I. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. I love that so much. I kind of can't handle it. Sorry, I'm just kind of can't handling it. It's just too amazing for my life. Also, thank you for the bits, Volpes, and also Rissa. I don't know if you've noticed in the game, but there are snowflakes here and there falling. A little bit of a snowflake. So like that's nice. I've missed you all. I was gone a whole week and I missed you. It feels like it's been so long. I actually decided to get up and dance for that better than writing. Hey, you know what? Writhing, better than writhing. It's better than writing and also writhing. Sometimes a little bit of a dance can make you feel better. And also can make you feel better. Teddy. What will make you feel less better? Teddy Ruxpin. Those are the things that I want to share with you. I know, and I was hoping it would only be for like half a week, but then it's the full week, and that makes me so sad. Unfortunately, it's raining, and this is making me start it up. Ooh, I love a good rain. I love a good rain. Oh, sorry. You know what I should say? I can't stand the rain. You know what I haven't done, by the way? Beneath my window. I am gonna be playing the banjo on Saturday, but I'm super out of practice, and I've got to be like, oh, I'll probably play Blackberry Blossom, or maybe going down this road feeling bad because I'm super out of practice. And I haven't finished Inktober, so I should I only have a couple more Inktobers to go, but I'm gonna finish it up. I'll finish it up in November, but you know, there will be banjo. It will happen. It will happen. Ooh, Teddy Ruxpin with the It audio tapes. Ooh. Or maybe I could get like audio for like those Dateline serial killer murder things and have Teddy Ruxpin do that. Rain is much better when you have a covered porch to sit on and not when you have to walk somewhere. So much truth. And I don't mind walking as long as I don't have papers, but if I have papers or books, I'm like sad. But I'm just gonna finish it up. You can no longer Inktober, the deadline has expired. Can I like late-tober? Ink, whatnot, bad. But I want to finish it up, and then if I finish it up, I'm gonna try to keep drawing, but this time on the computer. Is there anything I can do? I mean, we do need a union. It's just easier to say it than get it done. Unions were always there in the mines and the factory, at least for a while. But here, I got something for you. Got out of the basement. How'd you get in the basement? Door in the crawl space? That's spooky. So what I got is a tooth. A what? Do you know what the tooth is? No, really? Rain, but no joy here. No, you must inkvember. Oh, maybe I do need to inkvember now. I will effing ride to where I swear the heck no rug spinning the horse. Sorry, I will not do the rug spinning. Wait, sorry. Just back, right? Teddy, the hero of the game, right? Teddy's our hero. Teddy is the hero, by the way. Teddy's the hero of the game. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, people really hate Choss. Choss is not the worst ever. There are other people who were bad. The hero. You sure? Yeah, Granddad must have had it from the old days. May. Thank you. Wow, looks bright new. Like they just pulled it out of his skull yesterday. You show that to your boss and tell him to eat shit. May. Sorry. I'll just keep it with me. Sure thing. May? Yeah? You come down and pick with us if we walk out? I will breathe fire, Dad. Love you, kitten. Be back later, Dad. Choss is worse than number one. At least number one is honest about his villainy. I'm developing trust issues every time your hand goes off screen. Atomica, it's fine. I wouldn't. What? I won't bring back Teddy Ruxpin. I know that Teddy Ruxpin is a bit traumatic. Is it like, it's not, I'm more like, oh, you know what I'm doing? Yeah. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Can I bring in Teddy Ruxpin one more time? Just one more time, Atomica. It's really important. Please, one more time. It's really important. One more time? Because I just realized what I need to do. Do you know what I need to do? Just one time. One time. Okay, just one time. Last time. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, seriously? Okay, are you ready? What I'm gonna do... Okay, I'm gonna do it, and then I want you to tell me what I've done. Are you ready? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. I just ruck-rolled you. Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. That was the worst, right? That was so bad. Never gonna give you up. Oh, I'm sorry. I just, that's it. Cancel it. Cancel everything. Everything is canceled. Look, it was there. It was right. What am I supposed to do? Teddy Ruxpin made me do it. Life is canceled now. But, okay, that's the last time. Like, last time. That's it. But people act like Rickrolling is some huge trick, but the real trick is I love that song I'm listening to right now. Suckers! It's a good song. I love this song too. It's good. Sorry. That's just Thomas like cannot don't like that. No. I'm just okay. Okay, now what? No, Brad. That's what no, Brad. I get it. No, I've been told no. It's fair. But now I want to take Teddy Ruxpin. Okay, what I want to do now is that it's Ruxpin with an X. So like it's a Rux roll. It's a Rux roll. Can I get some no Brads? No, Brad. I just Rux rolled everybody. And now what I want is like a messenger bag that I would hide the Teddy Ruxpin in, and then just randomly I'd pull it out, and then just start singing. Because that's hilarious. No, Cher. What are you doing out here, by the way? Getting an early start on our longest night lights plan. Gotta dig them out of the closet. See if they even work still. Can I help put them up? We'll see. You're a small fry. Dad? And no, Brad. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum. So, can I tell you a terrible story? And this story is so bad that you won't care because it's not that bad. It's just Rux roll. Oh dear God. Crit Witch, I want to thank you for that clip. I want to save the link somewhere. I will save it later. And then I'm going to post it everywhere because I feel like everybody needs to know about the Rux roll, because that I think is probably the best thing that one can have. Never gonna give you up. Sorry. Just you know how sometimes here's what it is. The foxhole's the best. I feel like there's nothing better than the foxhole because the foxhole is where people get Rux rolled, and I just think that's the best thing in life. Wonder if we'll ever be a big booming town again. Those guys last night were like deluded, but it'd be really nice if there was a god. I might ask, but I think they'd have to fight the other gods that bled this place nearly to death. I'm like proud of us all for having good-ass lives in a shitty, stupid, good-ass town. Here's to you, Possum Springs. Here's to survival. That's gonna be my head now. That's what I get for clipping it. Hey, I honor it. He's gonna tell everyone my weakness. Chris finds out my career as a chat jester is done. Fat elves, that's it. That's the post. Fat elves. I don't even think, I think we're like gonna legit finish this game for real though, and then we're gonna jump up on some things a little bit longer. And I don't even know what our life is gonna be like. Speaking of, my conference, by the way, in case you know, because I went to my national conference. I do finish games. I totally finish games. I'm like always and forever finishing games. I just, it just takes a while. I think the only game that I haven't finished. Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair, Krellin. I don't finish them quickly because, things. I feel like I should play The Outer Worlds. Hey, May. Hey, Mr. Chazikov. Got any more dusk scars we can look at? One more. I feel like I'm never gonna give you up. I feel like I'm never gonna finish, never gonna not be blind in the eyes. Found it. Let us consult the guide. Oh. Erskine the Firemaker. The Firemaker? A wanderer in the cold and dark, making a fire and huddling up to it, for light and warmth. Sounds festive. Sounds like survival. This star makes me want to cry. Crying on my roof? Do you wish to talk about it? No, it's fine. Is it a happy cry or a sad cry? I don't know. I don't have great words for it. It is okay. Sometimes too many words. Yeah. Thank you for this. Thank you for joining me. I think we've discovered them all. Well, we didn't really discover them, right? I mean, someone else already saw them and named them, wrote a whole bunch of stuff about them, and we just, found what they made for us. Is that not a discovery? Not really. Maybe not in the historical sense. We did not create the stars or name them, but we had these autumn afternoons and found them together. Isn't that something? Something, something, something. My granddad said something like that once. Something about a story having really happened because hearing it happen to you. That is nice. It's not bad. Atomica says, oh, by the way, Trooper, it legit got to a point that I was saying stuff during Sustainability just to get you and Hovovi to chuckle, getting you two to break a grin when you were trying to be serious was so rewarding. Adelaide was absolute ice and Jason hid it behind his hat. Just got, hat. These words get in the way. Enjoy the silence. Depeche Mode. Angsty, young me. You should play The Outer Worlds. It's fun and has great companions without shoehorning in romance. Troopers, says Atomica. I played this months after you started it. I finished over a month ago. Well, I just... What? But it's like a 30-hour game, Vulpus. You'll be playing it until 2023. I also, there are, things I want to play. I'm gonna play it, but the thing is we're not ready to play it yet, because that's a PS4 game, right? Which means I'll have to wait until after Horizon Zero Dawn? Yeah? Right? Yes? Yes? Yes. Yes. So what now? Supermoon is coming. What is that? A giant moon. Ooh, that does sound super. You must come meet me when it happens. It will be late at night. There will be others on the roofs. You come and we'll make the hot chocolate. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanta, info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Nerdsmith, Nerdsmith, Bo Birdsmith, Banana, Fanta, Fo Ferdsmith, Fee, Fi, Mo, Merdsmith. Nerdsmith! Welcome in, Nerdsmith. Thank you for the resub. How are you doing? Nerdsmith, how are you doing? I miss you too. If people don't know, because people may not know this, but Nerdsmith, from the channel We Are Nerdsmith, is doing a charity streams for November, and on the 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be playing over on We Are Nerdsmith, playing Cat the RPG by John Wick. John Wick, who did House of the Blooded and 7th Sea and Orkland and all that goodness. I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be a Space Cat. And it's supporting Heifer International. I have to tell you something about Heifers. Doing great, getting ready for stream in 2 hours and trying to find a DM because the DM is very sick. Oh no! What's the stream? What's the stream that you're doing? I am enjoying the suns every day at 4 p.m. when bleepity bleep construction workers go home. They're all animal-themed one-shots. It is true. Trooper, stop doing things on Saturdays. I'm playing board games. I'm sorry. It's a one-shot. We have 5 players who've been orphaned. What is it? We Are Nerdsmith. What time is it, and what is the game that was supposed to be there? What is it? I don't play board games very often. This should be easy. The Warren. I don't know the Warren. Do I know the Warren? The Warren is one of the Watership Down games, right? Yes. Yeah, no one else really does. It's based on Watership Down. Yeah. She's running for president. I believe she's your senator. Oh. Krellin! Yes. Oh, Honey Heist. Honey Heist would be good. If you run Honey Heist, that's the thing to do. That's what you do. Yes, I think that's right. That's right. It was in Week Affirmations. So, I think I've told you this before, but I do have to say it again. In the song I'll Take Your Man by Salt and Peppa from the 80s, in the song, it's about them stealing some woman's man because some woman insulted her, and then Salt and Peppa, and so then now Salt and Peppa's gonna steal their man. And I love the line in the song, it's so easy to see why he'd fall for me, heifer. No man can resist Salt and Peppa because we're perfect from head to toe. It's not speculation, your man said so. And I love that line so much, so much. I love it with all of my heart. Like, it is a thing that I love. More than anything. I just need to say that because they rhyme heifer with Peppa, which is already brilliant. And what? Heifer is no. But also I love it's not speculation. Your man said so. Like, because we're perfect from head to toe, it's not speculation. Your man said so. That is rough. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is harsh. That is some hardcore shenanigans. I have not run Honey Heist before, nor have I run the Warren before. It's great how some lyrics just really stick with you. No, Salt and Peppa did not come to play. They did not come to play. And like, yeah, I love them. I'm going to assume, We Are Nerdsmith, that you are covered for GMs for tonight. I'm going to assume. Yes. I'm going to assume that. I hope. Honey Heist, I assume... I'm not trying to guilt you or anything, but as of this right moment, you do not have a GM. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was not fishing. All right. Because I normally host the Critical Role on the Thursdays. And you know, it is a thing. It's a thing that I do. If it were Friday, I would say yes. I would say, all right, let me see what I can do. But I cannot. Also, I've not eaten, and by the time food comes, it would be right in the middle of the stream, and that would be super awkward. And I'd be like, hey, hold on, everybody. Food is coming. I did eat today. Please note, Krellin, I did eat today. It's just that it was in a while. That's all. Heists. Nope, stop thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. You're here on Saturday, bud. I really wasn't meaning. No, it's fine. It's just how I am. It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. And I was like, is it possible? In my mind, I'm like, okay, can I do it? Mind if I share a lyric that's been... Yes, please, Atomica, share the lyric. Please do. I do love a good lyric. I know you're a helper. Mr. Rogers said to always look for the helpers. You know, that's what... Right? What a time. That sounds great. I want to see a supermoon. Plan on it. I'll see you later, Mr. Chazikov. See you soon, Stargazer. Aww. So, yeah, I just want you to know that if it were not Thursday and I already had made plans, I fell off the thing, then I totally would have done it. I would have just jumped in there for you. Also, I would have been better if I actually had run Honey Heist, but I feel like the amount of rock salt isn't the problem. I feel like Honey Heist is probably not that bad. We don't have damn trucks for this thing. Cars sliding all up and down this goddamn hill, Colleen. Having to just close the road when the storm hits. Oh yeah, good. Let's just give up. It's not giving up, Colleen. I'm sick of you undermining me. My goodness. It's a bad idea. That's not undermining. Ooh. Town council problems. It's undermining. I'm on Colleen's side on this one. Whew, I know. Geez, Colleen. Well, that's just great. That's just peachy pie, ain't it? Okay, fine. We'll just close all the roads. Let's close down the whole damn town. Your ideas are always the most important and the most thought out. What the? We're gonna do another water balloon toss? Okay, we've got some town council drama right about now. I nearly froze to death last time. I still have the sniffles. I think we can all agree it's too cold for water balloons. Yeah, Kathleen, too cold for another stupid idea. Go to hell, Colleen. We could just hire some private plows. If you want to go against the DOT union, go right ahead. We got agreements with the county and state. Colleen's right on this one too. If you two agree so much, why don't you just get married already? I'd rather die. I'd rather break my own femurs with a cinder block. Okay, wow. There's a lot going on here. All right, well, now that's settled. What are we doing about the road? Break for food? We already are. That's a better comeback. Great idea. I'm starving. See, we can still make decisions. I'm just a little move out troops. Like, what do I even find myself, like, what is even happening? Mayor, like, this is madness. I dream of electric sheep and all my responses stay the same. They're just zeros and ones. I can't have fun, and I'm the only one to blame. What song is that? It's very familiar. Those two have overheard Megan Grigg too many times. There, I hope you game mix is expanding. Yes. Honey Heist. Bears. Do GMs roll in Honey Heist? I don't think they do, right? It's only the players that roll in Honey Heist. They roll, it's only one stat, criminal or bear, right? And whenever you want to do a bear kind of a thing, you roll, and you want to roll on the bear side of that number. If you want to roll the criminal thing, you roll the other side, but honey will help you move. Airway and hay, the anime. Eve way at gale at way at exe ute at gale ang wayo. Airway and hay, the anime. E the I skays are ani say. Oh man, didi ashen pray, uyare utrevu aste anre ang reo. Ewe everny eat red lansley, of wed bransley, ute day. And when we see the end, the will look like the eye gar in the eye. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along, and I need that volume louder for that one, clearly. Thank you so much for the donation. I just want to hear you sing again before I need to go. Thank you. And now I'm actually thinking about something she does with Anise. Anise. Either I skays or Anise. She has a little thing there. Nerdsmith, thank you for the donation. And also, you got to hear it when we got to sing together, and we over there is Ginger Rogers. She's not actually over there, but in my mind, she's over there. And thank you. And I would be super surprised if you're familiar. It's a YouTube musician named Ken Ashcorp. His songs have two modes, slow and romantic, or lewd and not for public consumption by decent people. That sounds great. Thank you. We're Nerdsmith. Go. I'm going to, after I get off of here, I'm gonna just, in my mind, am I okay? I don't know. Am I okay? It's a question. It's a question. Hey, We're Nerdsmith? We're Nerdsmith, are you still here? I have to ask you a question. It's important. Hello, Abalek, how are you? Other Mr. Stiver? Oh, okay, I have to tell you something that's really important. Atomica, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry, Atomica. I'm sorry, but, this is for We Are Nerdsmith. Hey, We Are Nerdsmith, guess what? Guess what I'm gonna do to you right now? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. We've known each other for so long. That's it. I'm just Rux rolling you right now. That's all. Just a Rux roll. That's it. Just. I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I apologize. That's it. I won't do it again tonight. It's a Rux roll. It's a Rux roll. I just. That's it. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's it. That's all. That's it. Oh my goodness. Ruxpin needs to do some DMX songs so we can remember how to spell. Whew. That's it. Also, I need a Teddy Ruxpin for a project. Oh, we're Nerdsmith. This is what you do. DM me in Discord your address, and I will send you a Teddy Ruxpin. I have 2 of them. When I went and I got them on eBay, and I got like 2 of them for like $5, but I just clearly don't need 2 Teddy Ruxpins. So DM me your address, and I will, or your mailing address, and I will box this one up and I will send it to you. So you will get a Teddy Ruxpin from me. That's it. I don't, it's fine. I've got 2. I will send you one. I'm just gonna send you some Ruxpin love. That's all. So yeah. So just in Discord DM me your mailing address and I'll send it to you. Next is gonna tell me that he's an American Tail Fievel doll. I do not, but maybe I should. And then and I'm not gonna ask you any questions either. We are Nerdsmith. That's all. Just no questions. Hey May. Sup, Selmers? You okay? After the whole, head injury thing? You know what? It's fine, we are Nerdsmith. Whatever kind of murderous things you want to do with the Teddy Ruxpin, it's not. I've got 2. It's a prop for a horror audio drama I'm working on. Whatever you want to, it's not. I'm not even gonna judge. Whatever you want to do, it's not any of my affair. Just don't murder me. Are they buying it? And you're like, this is actually, you're planning to take over the world with the Ruxpin. I know it. It's fine. I don't mind. So, yes, you're right. Yeah, I'm all right. Headache is all. I got some migraine meds if you need it. Nah, it's not a migraine. And those things make me have to pee. It's the caffeine. If you ever take pills that make you pee, it's the caffeine. You're welcome, we are Nerdsmith. I didn't know that. Good night, we are Nerdsmith. Talk to you later. Send me your address. Mailing address. Used to work at the pharmacy. Oh, right. Well, if I ever have a headache or need to pee, I'll come by. Anytime, neighbor. I know I'm a little worried about Krellin. I feel like Krellin might not be okay. Snow coming. He's not here next week and I want this dumb game over with already. That's fair. Jesus, I just spelled that 3 times and told autocorrect to leave it alone and still change it to drivel after I post it. It's fair. Got me bad this year. Krellin wants to complain about Trooper playing a different game. That's also fair. I think that Krellin deserves to complain about me playing a different game. I think that's only fair. Let's go up the churchways first. And we just have to do the loop. We're gonna do the loop. This whole town kind of reminds me of Central Maine. I think it's Central Pennsylvania, but same vibe, Yeah. My understanding is that the game makers were from central Pennsylvania, but I think it's got that vibe. He'll look a lot friendlier when he's covered in snow. Altoona would explain the severed arm. I think there's some songs you will love from Kay and some you will not. He paints with a very wide brush and has a little in the way of limits. Post in the Discord. Hey. Well, hey there, May. What are you doing? Oh, just cleaning up. How did the council go, Bo? We lost. I lost. It was just me pushing for it, really. We've got all this empty space. Could use it for so many things, but... You tried. All we can do. And God will show up when the time is right. Bruce was my friend. Mine too. Bruce was my friend too. You need some help cleaning this place up? That'd be nice, May. There's a rake back in the shed behind the church. Oh, I can't do it now, but... Run along, May. Altoona would explain the severed arm. I'm sure if this is the right amount of gin, I'll let you know. I did. Oh, good. You don't. No. You do not want God to show up because God is a cat. And also, how do people get the graffiti on this side of the cliff face? I worry about them. Little worried. That's all. I can't believe it. We're gonna finish the game. It's called skill. No, I suppose you're right. It is skill. Be careful with gin. Do you know? Side note. Oh, I never finished telling you the story. So when I was in the army, I came home on leave, and I was gonna go out with friends, and my mom's like, "Oh no, if you go out, make sure you come home by 11." And I was like, "Mom, I'm going to go out dancing, and I'm not going to come back before 11. Krell's like, "Come on." And so I was like, "Mom, I'm not going to come back before 11. And she's like, "Yeah, but..." She says two things, right? I know, right? But Mom, I'm in the army now. I'm not behind a plow. You'll never get rich. Anyway, so she says to me, "But there are drunk drivers on the road after 11. And I was like, "Mom, if somebody's driving drunk, they're going to be on the road before 11 too. It'll be fine." So then she says to me, she says, but I can't sleep if you're not home." And then I said, "Mom, I've not been home for a year and a half. I'm sure you have slept." That's all. That's all. Godcat knocking the earth off the table is a strong evidence that the earth is flat. That's fair. So I was just thinking about May's mom being a little overprotective in that way, because I had it happen to me. It happened to me. So let's, go in the thing, go out and come back. Say hi to all the people. When winter come and water freeze, here the fish can be at ease. The tunnel is not flooded ruin. It's a home, a place for doing. Sure, that works. Please go away. He doesn't want to talk to me. Rude. Oh, hey. Old Grandma. Oh, hey, Miss Rosa. Oh, hello, May. Feeling better? As well as to be expected, I suppose. That's good. Did you want to talk about your grandfather? Yeah. Possum Springs was built on our backs and the backs before us. No, time was they didn't pay the people in real money. Paid in little tokens and bills stamped with a company name. Good at the company store for company goods. Back in school, they showed us some of those. Weird quarters and stuff. Your grandfather remembered. His daddy experienced it firsthand. Mine boss came into town driving a big fancy car. Night I met your grandfather. A real bastard, that boss, God forgive him. Your grandfather runs out of the dance. I think he was a bit drunk or just stupid in some brave way. He shouts, "The guts of all bosses." he all of a sudden has a hunting knife from somewhere, and he slashes the boss's tires. Wow. Picks up a rock, puts it through the windshield. Then he climbs up. I'm sorry, this part is a bit rude. Holy shit, don't stop. He pees through the windshield hole. This is amazing. Did they catch him? Nah, just me and a few other folks saw it. I trot over to him and we run off down the alley, past the A-OK drugstore. Big field, big parking lot nowadays. Stars fat and bright. I guess we were both pretty drunk. One thing led to another. Oh, okay. Wait, when was this? Very long time ago. Was he... So, what happened with the car? Oh, got towed away. Police couldn't get no witnesses. We weren't snitches about that kind of thing. Damn right. So, like I said, you got troublemaker blood. Jeez, I never knew this. Don't think your daddy even knows. I bet not. You gonna tell him? Yes. Sometime. Maybe. I wanted to pass the story along to you. It was one night, one thing he did, in a lifetime of nights and things he did. What you want to do with that is part of your story now. Snitches get stitches. I can't talk much more for today. I'd like to know more about him. This was crazy. I'll see you, May. Sooner or later. Okay. Bye, Miss Rosa. Bye for now, babe May Borofsky. Snitches get stitches. Snitches end up in ditches. Yeah, right. She and Grandpa totally had a thing. Hey, look, they're playing. They were like a thing back in the 30s. Hey, you guys. Yeah. Stay safe, all right? Wow, thanks, Mom. Are you our new mom? Apparently. Like life, man, it goes. Slowly. Nah, dude. Nah. I wish those two playing the music would shut the F up. Hey. Watch it. I know. Like, May, gang mom. Gang mom. I don't think I've got... Okay. By the way, we're finishing it tonight. That's it. We're finishing it. We're gonna be done. We're gonna talk to Greg. Oh, hey, his buddy's gone. Oh, sorry. But actually, gang mom might be the perfect role for May. That's actually true. May's got a real gang mom vibe to her, so I see it. What do you think those weird things are? This place is depressing, man. The poor food donkey. Oh, hey. I just walked in the food donkey. What am I doing here? My babies! Oh, all of the rats, everyone. All of the rats. I legit started doing De Niro finger pointing from the eyes with a watch it. My little rat babies! Well, not so little anymore. You've made it. You've broken free. It's a miracle. I'm just gonna enjoy this moment for a bit. Don't mind me. Yeah, I don't... I'm a little worried about this. I'm a little worried about this. This is... I don't think this is good, everyone. She might get the bubonic plague. I don't know. I'm a little worried. Little worried about that one. But you know what? May dances to the beat of her own drum, apparently. She's gonna get fleas, rabies, and also the babies get rabies. Snitches get stitches and babies get rabies. This is worrisome. This is worrisome. Also, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna order something that I can eat, and I don't know what it is yet. I haven't decided. But it'll be something interesting. Also, Snack Falcon. Snack Falcon. Yeah, I'm gonna get some kind of food. I thought a rejection of cats as devilish or something is what led to the explosion of rats that made the Black Plague so deadly. They love me, but damn it. Well, look who's alive and well. Is that a surprise? Nah, just seems like relevant. Well, look who's alive and well, you too. Yeah. Yeah. You want to get out of here? Do band practice? Not yet. Not yet. We have to come back for band practice. Greg is totally a dork. I'm making popcorn chicken from scratch. Ooh. Roasted potatoes, stuffing, and whatever veggies I have in the freezer tonight. Ooh, that sounds really good. The Vatican declared them evil, because sure, why not? And tons more rats with tons more fleas. See, people don't know. Taco. So, you're a taco dude now? Taco Buck, now hiring taco artisans, delivery drivers, all shifts, $8 per hour. Oh, hey, look, there's a new Taco Buck. I mean, I was hired to be a taco artisan. I call people dorks and they don't know it's a term of endearment. Oh, I actually totally appreciate dork as a term of endearment. I appreciate that. I want delivery tacos. I would have some Taco Buck. I would have it. But I guess that means holding the sign out in the snow. It's not really snowing that hard. It's snowing. There is snow in the sky. Falling. How are the tacos here? Good. I like tacos. There's not one person on God's earth who doesn't love tacos. Bad news. My ex hates tacos. Good news. They're now your ex. Have fun with the tacos. It pays. Wow. Right? Our very own taco place. This is the best thing that's happened to this town since they got rid of all the snakes in the diner. We got the internet. They got rid of all those snakes in the diner. The owners were religious, and they called in a preacher from one of those holiness camps up in the hills, and he got in there and yelled at the snakes to leave. The next day after he died, they just set traps. Nobody knows where they came from, or why they moved in. But they're long gone now. God. Life moves on, huh? What town is this? Oh my God, they deliver! I'm gonna eat the shit out of some tacos. Maybe I'll get tacos. We have a place right now called Taco Cat, which would fit in well. That's true, actually, it would. Snakes in the diner. Sounds really fun. Also, what are you talking about? Taco Buck! Dine in, dine out. We deliver. Please tip your delivery persons. Best tacos in all of this general region, pretty sure. Been missing the pizza place? Why not try a pizza taco? Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Watching your health? Try out all lettuce taco. No, I refuse. Get out of here, kid. I'm working. I'm saying hi to everybody. I love snakes, though. I like snakes. Tacos, 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 tacos. Taco Cat is delivered by bike and also a hipster palindrome. Hey, where's Angus? That's weird. That's weird. Worst part is we find out they're just really racist and they were sentient snakes, not ferals. Oh, hey. Well, fall is sure ending. Sure looks that way. I've never seen you around before. Spent a lot of time indoors, but it's nice to take a break. And I like the cold. It's brisk today. Brisk! Sometimes I stand in the cold with my arms out. I let a gust of wind pass over me. Chills me out a bit. Like this? Yeah. Is it working? Yeah. It's cold. Maybe too cold. Yeah. You don't want to be doing it for too long. But then you can go and get a coffee or hot chocolate or something. The endless cycle of life. It's cozy. This endless cozy cycle of life. Geez. I hadn't thought about how cold I was getting out here till you mentioned it. It's snowing. I know. Sorry. You don't have to apologize. I'm from Canada. I have to apologize. I'm gonna put my arms down now. That's probably a good idea. The blood all ran out of my arms. Okay. Numb arms. I worry. It's fine. Imagine tacos said like Brendan Fraser saying Java instead of in George of the Jungle. Takeo? May is also a dork. Oh, hey, look. It's the creepy, mysterious person. Hey, it's you. Yep. For now, at least. You know, I never got your name. I'm the janitor. I clean up, do fix-its. Whatever needs done. Oh. Okay. So what's it been like being home again? Things like you remember them? No. I don't know. I don't even remember today. Sounds like you've been through something. How did you know? Call it experience. I swear some mornings I feel every bit as old as these trees. You know, something big did happen. And I feel like I should have woken up today and like have learned something, but I don't know if I learned anything really. Well, in my experience, the big things don't teach you anything, but they make you something. And sometimes you gotta wait a while and see what come of it. Huh. Well, done an honest day's work. Quitting time. Smelter's game tonight. See you around. Not if I see you first, May. Haha. I like the gender being a little bit creepy. Fun note. Wait, how do you know my name? See? Fun note. It's law in Canada that saying sorry cannot be held as legal proof of responsibility for an incident. Well, that's interesting. Janitor, Mr. Janitor, Lord Janitor, Bob Janitor. Thought I could get a job as a janitor and really enjoy it. Sounds like a very necessary law. Hey, why can't I get into the old pickaxe? Why can't I do that? Distressing. Because I'm hyperflexive, I can lock my shoulders. Not the most exciting mutation. I actually used to get into bets with friends in who could hold their hands up the longest. My record was 3 hours and 46 minutes. Whoa! Whoa! That's interesting. Yeah, I think he's more important too. I think he's like that mysterious... I think he's like the Comte de Saint-Germain or something. Town council, I don't know about you right now. I want to find my friends and I can't find them. And I don't know where they are. I think we probably just have to go to band practice. But I don't know about it. They don't have the hours because no one buys anything in this poor-ass town. Yeah. That's true. And it's worrisome. But it's alright. Yeah, right. They're at band practice. Yeah, they're at band practice. This is what's going on. But I'm going to talk to my friend. Hey, you okay? Hey, I heard you were, like, in the hospital or something? Yeah. What for? Fell into a ravine while running through the woods at night? Why? Chased by a death cult of conservative uncles. Alright, you don't have to tell me. So you're really okay? Yeah, just been a weird few days. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Steph, Bo Beth, banana, fana, fo fef, fee, fi, mo meth. Steph. Steph, thank you so much for the sub. You've been subbing for 5 months. That's a long time. I feel like after 5 months, you should no longer be a substitute. You should be a full-time. Doesn't make any sense at all. How are you, Steph? How are you? I'm very excited. Steph the Bard, you're cool. I got to play with you once in RPG. I'd play with you again. I got worried. I'm super tough. Nothing's gonna get me anytime soon. Oh, good. That's good. Oh, reeling from last night, right? Because that was a moment. That last night, stuff happened. I think Steph the Bard loves Choss out of all the people I know, right? I think that's true, right? Steph the Bard loves Choss, thinks Choss the best. I'd totally play with you against Steph the Bard. Are you kidding? So was like, psst. I wonder if they'll ever figure out who messed up the dudes. The dudes? The mural in the tunnel. Oh, I did that. What? Why? I don't know. That's not a reason. Why do you care so much? The dudes are sacred. Why? They're like a part of this place. This entire place is royally messed up, and nobody cares. I wanted someone to notice things aren't okay. This town is like a horror movie that never stops, and it's not even a good one. Yeah, it might suck, but it's our horror movie. And that's kind of cool, right? Yeah, but... Yeah, I know. I have the same thing inside of me. The thing? The thing. I feel like no one cares. Everything just sucks forever. There's the thing coming for us. Happening to us. Yeah, but like, this isn't advice I'm good at taking, but sometimes things are big enough and bad enough that they're unkillable. But, you know, life goes on. Yeah, that's not really comforting. Well, I'm still working out a better pep talk for myself, too. Fair enough. You know, does your family do stuff for the holidays? My dad's usually away on Thanksgiving, but he's home for longest night. You should come to Thanksgiving at my house. Oh, no. Come on. We have 4 chairs and there's only 3 of us. That other chair usually just has junk on it. No, I can't. Why not? It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hey, okay. We can talk about it later. Thank you. You okay? Can I do anything? No, it's cool. I just need to sit here and be quiet for a while. Okay, I'll leave you alone then. See you tomorrow, probably? May? Yep. Thanks for hanging out with me. No prob, kid. Try not to, like, burn something down in the meantime. See ya. Maybe girl crush. You're right, Colonel. I should stop trolling and finish the game before you have to feed the cats. Choss is gonna get found dead on drugs, surrounded by cheap hookers. Maybe. I'm okay with this. Let's continue on. All right, we're gonna nuke Possum Springs. I feel like we're good, right? I don't think we have much that we have to do. I mean, I feel like we're missing that building, but I think we can get there, right? I adore Lori too. Lori's pretty awesome. I think maybe we're almost done. I think we just have got to see what's happening inside this creepy building and then head to band practice, and then I think we're good. Hi, rats. What's gonna happen to all this? I guess it's just gonna sit here till someone gets around to throwing it all out. I should, like, steal the good stuff. See what Mom and Dad think. I'm sure they'll love it. Redecorate the living room. Aw, man. It's locked again. This blows. Ugh. I'm like personally offended by whoever lives here. Whoever. Yeah, Mom and Dad will love all the stolen stuff. That's what they're gonna love. I am worrying about the bubonic plague in Possum Springs that's gonna happen because of May. So it's an after bedtime, so I must go. Enjoy the end of the game, Trooper. Atomica, hey Atomica, hug. I'm giving you a hug. Just giving you a hug. Cause you know you're hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out, Atomica, and have a good night. This is it. We're gonna go to band practice, and I think this is the end of the game. Yeah, I wonder where she lives too. Taco Buck. Now I want tacos, everybody. Good night. Good night, Atomica. Everybody, I think this is it. Atomica, thanks for being such a great Purloin Code fan. You want to get out of here? Do band practice? Yeah. I'm gonna be bad at it. Just, you know. So you know. Hey. No, I wasn't gonna do it. No, I here. Atomica. There you go. Not gonna Rex roll you, I'll just give you the real Teddy. God, this door just does not like to open. Bet it's worse in the summer. So did you all get keys to the back door? Greg got one and we made copies. How do you even get a key? I have no idea. Where's Greg? I wasn't gonna Rux you. Yeah, I really love the things you wrote after the Purloin Code. Thank you. Oh yeah, he had to spring Angus from work. What does that mean? Zero clue. Huh. I'm a little unclear about how both of them still have jobs, since they seem to just up and leave work early a lot. I just gave you the real Teddy Trooper pillow talk. Maybe, yeah. There's a lot about those two I don't understand. I think they just plain need each other. Greg more than Angus, I think. I don't think Angus would agree. That's because it wouldn't occur to Angus to think otherwise, because Angus is an extremely nice person. Do you not think they'll last or something? I mean, they're high school sweethearts. Once they move and change and meet new people and become new people, I think Angus is going to find he's got more options. Angus thinks Greg, like, saved him. Hi, Atomica. Listen, I'm not saying he didn't, if you think so. Angus might also just be attracted to really sincere guys in leather jackets who carry knives. I mean, if I met the right guy, those would all be pluses. Geez, you've thought this out. Before you came back, they were the only people I hung out with most of the time. I've had a lot of time to study. Teddy hug. So, like, how are you? I don't even know. I'm still processing. I'm here, though. Yeah. You? Mr. Game & Frog puts on Stick Boy by Social Distortion. Not great. Had a dream the world was ending? Might be. Do you think we're safe? No idea. Great feeling. Yup. So, like, I'm a little confused about what even happened last night. Well, there's apparently a death cult of dads. Or was. Who knows if that was all of them? I can't believe they even exist. Or existed. Probably take them a few days to die. Yup. I don't know. I kind of understand them in a weird way. Really? It's like a porch light that's on, and there are all these bugs around it, and then the light goes out, and then there's a hole where the light was. It's like what happened to me way back. Like I was telling you about on my couch last night. Holy crap, that was last night. Seems like 2 lifetimes ago. Yeah. Death Cult of Dad sounds like a Kiss cover band, or a Death Cab for Cutie cover band, or a mashup of them both. I mean, leaving to someone die of dehydration in a cave is heavy as fuck. That is true. God, I can't even wrap my head around these past 2 weeks. I think that's pretty understandable, May. There's this kid, Lori. I've been like, maybe trying to be a role model? How old is she? I think 15 or so? So you're just hanging out with a 15-year-old? Oh, shut up. Anyway, she has this thing where she puts little metal dudes on the train tracks and like squashes them together, and it makes these rad little monsters. Oh, that sounds cool. Death Cult of Dad is the ska band Rex Manning started. Yeah, it does remind me of Dream Daddy. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome. It also made me think of, like, if they were alive when it happened. Oh God, that's grim. If they were just destroyed and crushed by this massive unknowable thing and crammed into being one thing, they're like a new monster. Twice the monster, even? Like me and the Fort Lucen fish god. I think you actually injured a few of those people. Anyway, but like, look at where we live. Big giant things rolled over this place, and I don't know if it made us all stronger or just made some monsters. I think it did both. Like, anything dramatic on that scale does both. But as much as I hate this shithole sometimes, it's home. Remember when Mrs. Krangler taught us to square dance in Girl Scouts? Yeah, geez. She had that stick? Yeah, she'd hit the ground to the beat. Mrs. Krangler was serious about square dancing. She died recently, I guess. Yeah, she was extremely old, though. Square dancing was weird. All of us just, like, jumbled up, trying to dance, trying not to trip over each other. Mrs. Krangler is dead, but the square dance lives on. I wonder if Lori knows how to square dance. We should teach her? Oh, I'm being drafted into this makeshift sisterhood? Sisterhood of Square Dancing Monsters? We'll rule the floor at the State Farm Show. We'll rule any floor we lay our eyes on. Ho! Jer, Bee's not smoking. Good catch. So, have you had any new, rat problems at the shop? Yeah. How did you know? May is sounding a little megalomaniacal. I heard there were some rats around town. Makes me happy for some reason. Well, there's no such thing as a small rat problem. There's just going to be more of them. Hope springs. Rats multiply. Cute. We literally sell rat poison. They're going down. We'll see. Hey, speaking of nothing, you know how good is your car? Good how? Like, can it drive real far? Do you know anything about... What? We should do like a road trip. To where? Out west? It gets all flat. That it does. We can go where it's really flat. And they sell barbecue, and you can see like the world's largest pierogi. And you can see like the world's largest pierogi. Or a museum of toy rocket ships. Or a factory where they make pretzels. Or a house that looks like a big chicken. I could. Okay, let's talk about it next year. I'll start planning it now. I thought you couldn't leave home because of your issue. You're home enough. I mean, if we're trapped here together, we might as well be trapped out there together. I mean, if we're not dead by then. LOL. You have a way of making doom sound like a lot of fun, Mayday. That is actually kind of a gift. Funny story without cats, mice and rats would have wiped us out long ago. Ooh, cats are important. God damn this door! I think God already has. There they are. Hey guys. Sup nerds? I'm gonna go now. Have a good one. See you, Spider. It's 21:08, but I think we're at the end and we're gonna finish it. See you, Spider. Thanks for being here. Psst. Oh, wait. How'd you get Angus out of work? Made with family emergency. My uncle got run over by a tractor. Wow. I mean, he did in real life too, but that was years ago. Hey, Greg, so I didn't really know Casey. Yeah. I just wanted to say I'm really sorry. Yeah. Thanks. Casey was a good one. Casey was good. Should we, like, tell his parents? Ooh. Mr. Gaming Frog sings, my uncle got run over by a tractor to the tune of run over by a reindeer. No, probably. Probably? What do we tell them? I don't know. Can we, like, make up something that sounds real? Oh, what? The truth isn't real enough? Actually, I did think Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Also, I liked Miss Julie Brown, and I Like Him Big and Stupid, and also Everybody Run, The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. No, you're right. The truth is insane. So, like, what do we do? About Casey? No, like, in general. Can we think about this tomorrow? Can we just play a song and get a pizza? I don't think song and pizza is an answer, really. But can we just be normal for, like, one day? I just don't know how today can possibly feel normal. When I was down there last night, I, like, made the decision not to die, or at least not to die without a fight, and the thing down there told me nothing would save me forever. Wait, it was like talking to you? It's been talking to me for a long time. I just didn't know what it was. But anyway, like, nothing's going to save us forever, but a lot of things can save us today. That's really pretty, May. Thanks, I totally made it up. Like, right on the spot last night. I said it before, you're good with doom. Doom, doom, doom! So anyway, song and pizza? We earned it by still being alive for another day. That's a decent reason. Decent! Decent. Decent. So we're gonna play a song that I'm gonna be bad at. It's gonna be cool. Oh, no, we're done. Everybody, there's no song. That's it. Oh my gosh. I thought we were gonna play a song that I'd never heard of before, and then I'd have to be like, what's happening? And then I'd like madly trying to remember like what the buttons are on the thing, but then not. So let me go here. Everyone, we did it. Well, the credits are still going. The credits are still going. That's it, right? The credits are happening. I never cut out a credits in case there's a, what do you call it? Easter egg. I was like, wait, what is it? I did. I did. Wait, by the way, I just want you to know something. It's really important. It is November 2019. We have officially finished all of the nominees for the Excellence in Gaming for the 2018 Independent Game Festival Awards. End scene. End scene. End scene. Right? So, I mean, I'm just saying that 2018 was a great year for games, and we played all the games that were nominated for Excellence in Narratives last year. And Levi's like, every other year, like the Olympics? Maybe. Although I want to play the Return of Obra Dinn, which was nominated for this year, but there's this penis game that I'm not allowed to play because it's banned by Twitch, so that's a thing. And you finished at least 2 games this year if you count Horizon Zero Dawn minus it. Right? I totally did. Although I think I actually did more than that. Yeah, there's like there's a game where you play a penis and you have like a hat and you go to work. And I think you're trying to find a date for your 20th high school reunion. It's supposed to be about critiquing toxic masculinity. Anyway, I did play Doki Doki. I did indeed. Make That 3, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine was this year. I feel like there was something else as well, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And Aiko the cat. We've been doing Horizon Zero Dawn the whole time, but we did finish it. We finished it, and we're gonna do Elevator. Hi. Thank you, Jer. Oh. Did we do Edith this year? Oh, that's because I feel like we did a lot of games this year. R.I.P. Casey. Hmm. Oop. Yeah, I think Edith Finch was this year as well. As a matter of fact, I think I can let you know once we zip out of here. What did we do? Because we did a bunch of stuff. We did... Because this year, because it's November, We did a lot this year, I think. Well, Night in the Woods. And hold on, let me tell you. We played this game. Give me a second, and I'll tell you in a moment. I'll tell you. Exit. We played Night in the Woods for 46 hours. Am I going to do the best narrative games for 2019? That is a very good question. There are some of the narrative games from 2019 that I definitely want to play. I want to play Oberdin, but also there's some other games that I really want to play. Like I want to play XCOM or Pillars of Eternity. There's some RPGs that I'd like to play. So I think I'm going to do some of them. I want to play Oberdin. And I cannot play all of them because one of them is banned from Twitch. I'm not allowed. So what? Be right. Be right. For you. I would like to. Earway and hey, the anime. Earway and hey, the anime. Eve way at gale out way of way at wakes te ute at gale on way. Airway and hey, the anime. E the ice gaze are ani say. Oh man, the adiation pray. We are a threv you a stay unway on rayo. E way everyone eat ray at layans lay. A of way at brayans lay. Today. And when we see the landlord will look at the eye gare in the eye. We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Ah! Thank you, Be Right, for that. That was so good. Oh, no, I did not see that. She just put up the, they just put up the thank you. Wait. So let me tell you. I can tell you what we did this year. This year, we did Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, although we started Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Krellin, go feed the cats. I will see you for CR. We started Where the Water Tastes Like Wine in 2018, but we played Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I was doing Night Witches. Horizon Zero Dawn, we started in 2018. By the way, we started Horizon Zero Dawn in 2018. So the entire 2019 has been Horizon Zero Dawn. But we did Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, Night Witches, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and then more Night Witches, and then what is this? What do we got here? Super Duper, the RPG, Night Witches RPG, and then we did. Now we're in March already. Little Red Dot. No, wait. No, there was more. More Where the Water Tastes Like Wine and Horizon Zero Dawn. And there was a power outage. We're in May and June. Greyhawk, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine and Horizon Zero Dawn. Sunday Fun Day. Twice. Nope, that's true. That's true, actually. Yeah. It has been going on that long. So it turns out for the year 2019, we have played 3 video games. We played Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. We played Night in the Woods. And then we played Horizon Zero Dawn. But we're also going to play The Elevator. We're going to play The Elevator not next week, but the week after. And then we still have December to play something. Like, who knows, right? I mean, and then in terms of RPGs, we did Cthulhu Confidential. We did Lost on my channel, Cthulhu Confidential on my channel. We did Ghosts of Saltmarsh. We did a lot. I'm very excited. Oh, speaking of which, I've got to go and put out my Patreon post reviewing November, which I totally forgot to do, but I'll do it. So, y'all, it's 9:18. I've got to go and get some food so that I can be back, at 10, so in 20 minutes, 40 minutes, to go and host Critical Role. But things to note, Saturday, noon Eastern, I will be playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and at 3 p.m. Eastern, I will be on We Are Nerdsmith's channel, where I will be playing a cat in the RPG Cat. The RPG, where we'll be in space, and it is for charity. It's for Heifer International. So I'm probably gonna get a taco. I mean, this is actually fair. I'm probably just gonna get a taco. Gonna get some tacos. So everyone, I want to thank you all. Come and see me on Saturday for Horizon Zero Dawn, and also see me at 3 o'clock on We Are Nerdsmith for Heifer International to do some charity work. And that's what I'm going to do, everybody. I will see you soon. I will catch you on the flip side. And remember, next week, I will not be streaming because I've got a work talk and then also Geek Girl Con. But I'll be back after that. Oh, no. You'll miss the end of the regular stream. That's a bummer. Everybody. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Thanks, Mr. Game and Frog. Toad, you reminded me. I thought I should let you all know. I've got some socials. If you want, you can follow, which is probably over there, right? You can follow if you like. If you want, you can subscribe. You don't have to. I've got a Discord you can join. We're very friendly in the Discord. I also have Twitter. Academic Foxhole is where you can find me there. And you can find me. I've got a YouTube, which is Trooper SJP, where you can see the archive of all the shows. I haven't put up Lost yet, but I will. I need to do some editing. And also I have a Patreon at Academic Foxhole, and the funds for that go to fund props and overlays for RPGs. It's basically, all of that is sort of RPG related stuff, and once we get enough, I'll be able to pay a cast. I'm going to pay the cast anyway. It's just that it's coming out of my pocket to pay them because I want to make sure that people get paid so you can get the best folks for you all. So that's me, everybody. Thank you very much. And I will catch you on the flip side, and I will see you in 40 minutes. I'll see you later, everybody. Bye.